Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Tonight we've got the Ocarina of Time All Medallion Standard NA Weekly. On commentary today, Soulblade. How you doing today, Soul?
Doing pretty good.
Good to hear, good to hear. Gotta switch over. Always fun. There we go, and we should be ready to rock and roll in just a couple of minutes. We have 4 runners waiting to ready on up, and we'll go ahead and we'll take a moment just to thank our trackers before we get started today. Our runners right now, I am so on every different page at the moment. Our runners on stream, we have top left Zephyr, top right Words for Swords, bottom left Mr. Carp, and bottom right T-Res, and tracking them, I believe in that order, should be McPaula, No Pen Name Girl, Procrastinator Rat, and Worn Traveler. I want to thank everyone ahead of time for those who are volunteering. We've got 2 more ready or waiting to ready on up. Of course, it wouldn't be the NA Weekly if we weren't waiting on a couple of runners.
Yeah, it never starts on time.
Actually, I was getting really worried because there aren't too many people who are actually running this. I guess we were getting a little bit oversaturated with the Scrubs tournament, which I think is phenomenal. And we've only got 20 some odd racers today, and they were actually talking about that, and I was worried that they were going to get started before our timer went down. But no, we got everything caught up. Looks like we're ready, and now it's just commentators' time to fill the void while we wait. So let's see. What are we starting with today? Looks like
we got a Forest Medallion and a Serenade.
Oh, okay. I like Forest Medallion start. Gets 1 check out of the way immediately.
We got an early raid, too.
Oh, nice. Actually, wouldn't this be the second early raid? So we've got Captain with a party of 4, and I believe Estadia dropped off a couple of viewers for us. Welcome, everyone.
Buckle in, it might be a long seed.
What are you saying there? You saying that we're going to hit all dungeons already? Come on, the seed hasn't even started. Give it 5 minutes.
Nah, 50 skulls.
Okay, so... And yes, chat, for those of you, if you have any issues with volume and whatnot, please let me know. I'll go ahead and I'll do my best to address that, but it looks like we've got everyone locked and loaded, and we'll be starting in about 30 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can adjust Soul's volume to make it so that everyone can hear both comms, really so that they can hear the best comm. I'm just here to fill the silence.
No, don't. That's not me. Frogs 2 and 50 skulls, yep.
Ooh, that's an interesting start. Almost vanilla. Alright, so we're starting in Kokiri Forest. Fun. And we've got, looks like 2 runners going directly for the Deku Tree play with these new settings. Deku Tree is open, so I can't say I blame them on this.
We got 3 runners going there.
Oh, okay. Mr. Carp is frozen on mine. I'm going to have to refresh just a moment. So, actually, I'm going to do that now, which means I unfortunately won't see any of these hints, so please fill me in.
Sacred Forest Meadow, Way of the Hero.
Perfect, thank you.
So that means it's a song, Way of the Hero, doesn't it?
Not necessarily, although most likely yes. There is that Wolfos grotto, and
it's
you
not a 50 skull seed.
50 skulls dead, awesome. Love it.
Guess I'll just have to settle for all dungeons or Frogs 2.
Oh, 40 is still in play right now.
The only thing randomized is overworld items, I think.
Yeah, the settings have changed a little bit, and they've been kind of in flux. For a while, we had the scrub sanity settings, and we've gotten rid of scrub sanity. So right now, the only things randomized really are your standard. Shouldn't even say standard. That's not really the right word. But no shops randomized, no sculptulas. The only what are the words? Scrubs. The only scrubs that are randomized are the 3 upgrade scrubs that you would normally get, so the 2 in Lost Woods and the 1 right outside Lake Hylia.
Didn't fire early.
Well, depends. Do we need to go into Shadow Temple? We don't know that yet.
Find out eventually.
Let me upgrade those hints while I'm thinking of it. There we go. Perfect, perfect.
We're getting the quad Deku tree.
I'll admit, I was a little bit bummed the first time that I heard that they were going to do Open Deku, but I really see the appeal of it now, just because you really don't need the sword for it whatsoever. And
I do kind of miss the hunt for the butter knife, though.
While I agree with that, there's so many, as they call them, ice rod hunts that I can completely see the logic behind it, but I agree with you. I liked that you had the checks and Deku Tree completely locked behind that. It made it so much fun when that was the last item hidden somewhere. Yeah, and unfortunately it does lead to a very... slow is not the right word, but what are we going to say? All 3 of them are inside this tree. Well, quite frankly, I'm not entirely sure how the Deku Tree lived this long. It's hollow. It's got no substance to it.
You know, it's a magical tree.
Oh, there you go, waving your hands and calling it magic.
Magic solves all problems.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. I'm not necessarily sure he's still alive due to magic. It might just be spite.
Spite is also powerful.
So, B1 skip on Zephyr's side. Okay, nicely done. Missed it the first time. I'm not sure whether he tried it a couple more, but that skip is so much more difficult than it seems. That was one of the things that I always, don't want to say loved about doing a seed, where you had to find the butter knife first because you usually had bombs, and then you didn't have to worry about being so precise.
Bomb jumping is so fun, though. It just trivializes everything when you can bomb jump.
The spawn was in Link's house. The only thing that was different about it is it was Link's house from Kokiri Forest. So it wasn't technically vanilla.
Close enough.
Oh yes, definitely close enough. Exact same area. He's just facing the wrong direction. That's really it.
Instead of sleeping, he was coming home from a party.
Yes, exactly. If Temple of Time is adult spawn, I'm out. I'm going to agree with that.
Zephyr is having some trouble with Goma here.
Yeah,
I think this is his second ceiling phase.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, it is. Meanwhile, Words ends up getting what I believe was a 1 cycle, unless I looked away wrong.
It was.
And so it's kind of funny. Someone in chat mentioned that Tiris was losing the the race caught up very quickly.
Everyone
And we have
loses
almost...
the race. Oh, it's just a stone.
Yeah, not sure how I feel about that, especially because... Oh, no, they found Dins. That's right.
Yeah, they got one good item, but it was a stone reward.
Oh, good. I get my first peek at Mido since I was refreshing during that time. I didn't miss much. Awesome.
Because Mido's holding out with all the money.
Oh, okay. Yes, 65 rupees. I'm not entirely sure I'd call all the money. Probably the richest in the forest, but that's not saying much.
He's the richest fairy boy.
And there's a wallet.
Alright. This forest is full of cash.
Apparently that's how the royal family of Hyrule evades taxes, although you wouldn't need to evade it if you were the family, but rather than having offshore accounts, they just stash all of their money in the forest.
The royal family controls the taxes.
Yeah. Alright, so Mr. Carp dipping into the Lost Woods. Did he go for the first, or the scrub on the left?
I don't think so.
No, I didn't think so either. Okay, so that means he did not go for that hint stone.
He
Instead,
might be
he's
going
straight,
right for Sacred Forest.
which isn't completely understandable play considering it's Way of the Hero.
If it's a teleport song, that's when you start worrying.
Jabu Jabu Foolish.
They also all have a free song waiting at the Temple of Time.
Yes, that is true, the benefit of starting with Forest. Although the real question is, how long are they going to wait on that one?
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
ZL on SFM.
You can call that interesting. I'm not gonna say what I call it.
40 is dead too? Come on, Skulltulas.
Is dead. We'll put in ZL as possible Way of the Hero for SFM. We've still got 2 other checks. Someone in
Shadow
chat
Temple Way of the Hero.
Okay, so now that Dins is really important.
Zelda's Lullaby is the Way of the Hero. Could be anything.
Right, that's why I'm kind of holding out hope that that's not it.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome if Shadow is a stone and Way of the Hero.
Alright, Song of Time is at Colossus. Oh, and that's where the Shadow Temple Way of the Hero was, okay. And yes, this is Scrub Hint, so we should have 5 Way of the Hero locations. Unless we happen to see multiples. So if we see 3 Shadow Way of the Hero, for example. And that was Zora's Domain.
Party.
Zora's Domain. Oh, all, what, 3 checks there?
Yeah. Two immediate checks and then a delayed one.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, we'll need to find a bottle in order to get our wonderful tuna melt. Okay, Zephyr
Probably shouldn't
choosing
melt
to...
the tuna.
So now I'm wondering whether Zephyr is going to follow Mr. Carp's lead, go directly to Hyrule, and then jump into Lon Lon. Yes, okay.
Gotta go get Talon's chickens.
Well, and of course you've got your free song there. Depending on where that takes you, if it's a warp song, that could be very valuable. Ah, there we go. I was gonna say, Tyrus is really angry about that hint, but no, my stream just froze, that's why.
Looks like most everyone's going right for Lon.
So Talon had the slingshot, which is, yeah, exactly, which is interesting because that puts Queen Goma in logic. Not that there's really a whole lot behind Queen Goma other than that stone.
You got the one extra check in the Lost Woods.
Ooh.
Also.
Did I read that right? Looked like Tyrus found that Ocarina. Yeah, Ocarina has storms. Oh, that's bad.
Again, yes. Prelude, alright. I mean, it's technically a warp song.
Well, Prelude could be absolutely amazing depending on where the adult spawn is. However, if everything in this seed is going the way it seems, it looks like adult spawn is going to be in Temple of Time.
What better place to spawn?
Okay, so chat is saying Frog's 2 dead. Thank you very much, everyone, as I update these.
All the fun checks are becoming foolish.
I don't think I've ever seen a race where Frog's 2 has actually been important. I'm sure it's happened. Absolutely sure. But from my survivorship bias, I haven't seen it. Alright, and Mr. Carp is going to be the first one to go adult. They're going to check what's on that forest medallion. Let's see what song we get.
Zephyrus must be looking for more stuff since he saved quit.
Ooh. Okay.
Early Requiem.
And here we go. We have our medallions.
Shadow's a medallion. Boo.
Oh, there are our light arrows. Locked behind scale.
Well, at least you won't have to hunt for those too far.
True. Very true.
$30 is a strength upgrade. Alright.
Oh, that could be important.
Goron is foolish.
Now, what's foolish?
Goron's city, I think.
Thank you. There we go.
Oh, we'll see it again right here.
Wait, was that just shooting the sun was a strength upgrade as well?
Oh no.
I need to see that shoot the sun one again. That went by too fast. Okay, it was. Jeez.
Words doesn't know he's going for Goron City.
Well, information is very powerful in this game.
He's in Garuda. He's safe. Whoa.
Oh, grab it, come on, you need that. Perfect.
I think he's
worried
just
he was
making sure his chicken didn't run away.
Yeah, I was worried he was gonna throw it off the ledge.
Yeet the chicken.
Gyarados fortress, it looked like, was foolish there.
Oh, Cack, way of the hero. Who knew?
Yep, exactly. Cackway the hero, water is wet. It's actually the longest time it's taken. We're at almost 20 minutes and no one's gone to Cac yet.
Is that a second Goron City Foolish? They really want you to know.
And I just want to check because I looked away. The adult spawn was Fortress. I know it was in Gyarados Valley, but it was Fortress, right?
Yeah.
Fortress entrance for
Fortress.
Valley, okay, yep. Yeah, I looked away and I saw... I didn't know whether they had transitioned to another section or not.
At least I got that early prelude.
Yep, that's going to make routing as an adult that much easier. Alright, so let's keep an eye on Carp's screen. He is going to be the first runner to enter CAC, and let's see if we can piece together what that way of the hero is.
Could be anything, even a car.
Not sure how much a car would help Link in this scenario.
To help you get across Hyrule Field faster.
Yeah, but that's the only one that I think it would really help you travel across. It's the only section of this game that really would fit any sort of vehicle like that. We need the bike from Breath of the Wild.
True.
Alright, so what are, I should say, our other stone dungeons right now? They are fire and water, okay.
Yeah. Yes, blue rupees are way of the hero.
Soraya's song. That's it could be possible only if there's something on Sheik in SFM.
It makes me wonder, because 30 skulls is a strength upgrade, and Cac is way of the hero. So, possible strength way of the hero?
Yeah, we're not seeing a whole lot in CAC right now.
Still a couple of
Yeah,
times,
I was wondering about that. I didn't know whether or not the skulls could be hinted in Kakariko. With that same thought in mind, is Burning Cac potentially hinted?
Burning Cac is Cac, so I don't think it's hinted though. It might be a sometimes hint, I'm not positive.
Okay, Burning Cac. Oh, if it's a sometimes, it cannot be a Wath. Okay. So then we've got to kind of wait that one out. Right now, the only thing we've seen in CAC was Soraya's.
And that's only like 2 checks.
Well, logically speaking, if Minuet is on
I guess
Sheik,
need it,
yeah, if Minuet is vanilla, then pretty much anything in Forest Temple would be locked behind that. So Burning Kakariko is the song that you get once you have the Forest, Fire, and Water medallions. In the vanilla game, it's when Kakariko is on fire and Sheik is fighting the disembodied spirit of Bongo Bongo.
Bongo Bongo is a jerk.
Which I never quite understood why he flees to the well and then goes into... It's implied that it's Bongo Bongo. You never actually see him. I think I remember reading in one of the guidebooks when I was a kid, and that's how I found out it was, but...
Iron boots.
Interesting.
Too bad you can't put those on as a kid.
Yep, that would get you your light arrows. We don't necessarily know if Sun Song is required, because we don't... Because water is a stone, isn't it?
It is.
So we don't have a guarantee that we need those iron boots yet. It's looking pretty good. But yes, you're right, Sun Song is required if you want to get that item.
Just slightly. Oh, I didn't add CAC? I could have sworn I did. Nope, you're right, I didn't. I certainly thought I did. Oh well. It's, you know... Yeah, you could Tectite Grotto also with iron boots.
Yes, you can definitely blame A-Teal. You can't blame this teal, but you can blame A-Teal.
Zephyr almost walked away from that full heart container.
Yeah, logically we throw that around. What haven't we checked in CAC yet? And the only things I can think of are the song, Child Chickens, and that grotto.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. Did they do archery yet? So I think the only one who picked up that bow right now is Words.
Yeah, I don't think Words has gone there yet.
Okay, so then we have archery as well. No, Words... Yeah, exactly. Words does have a bow.
So he can do that for us and see if that's the waff.
Come on, Quiver.
Bow lock though. I like it.
So, Carp going up towards Dugongo's cavern and then immediately turning around. Not sure, did he just realize that he had no way of actually getting into it, or...
You kind of need some sort of explosives to do most of the dongas.
That or strength, yeah. That's really the only reason why going back to the argument of open Deku. Oh, that's a good point. He may have been checking the top of the cavern there. Is that pretty much every dungeon does require something to get into, so it's nice to have one that you don't have to worry about it. The Gongo tends to be a first play for a lot of runners, but you still do need that explosive.
Alright, here we go. Archery. GTG is separate from Gerudo Fortress.
Correct. Just like how Graveyard is separate from CAC.
Oh, well, that's pretty important.
Yeah, that very well could be it.
A hook shot for a stone water temple. I guess you'd use it to get into forest also.
I was about to say, hookshot has a lot more uses.
Stone water finds a way.
Oh, I won't be the least bit surprised. Do shoot the sun and beat Forest Temple. It's not a Wait, can you get over there with just a hookshot?
I think so.
Oh, I thought you needed a long shot for it.
It's like pixel perfect, I think. Or maybe you can't.
Runners of these skill probably have a trick up their sleeves. Oh, nope, chat is telling me not. There is no trick.
There's only sorrow.
And I'm going to agree with Cola. Unless another bow shows up, that hookshot is going to be sitting there for quite a while for the other three runners.
Oh, definitely. I know people always say full clear your way of the heroes. Do we see child chickens?
We've seen so many runners get burned on it recently. There's the second hookshot.
Oh, so long shot is easily accessible. Once you get a bow, anyways.
So unfortunately, unless Water Temple is required, that lead that Words had from getting that early hookshot is now pretty much gone.
You just have to jump across this gap.
Not as easy as it looks.
Oh, he had it. Like they were delayed.
Yeah, we may end up in a scenario where... Oh, and Harp, interestingly enough, looks like giving up on the hookshot for now. So we don't know if it's all dungeons yet for Storms, but it's certainly shaping up that way.
But it could be.
Yeah, it's at the point where we're not going to be the least bit surprised if it is.
See if T-Risk can get it. It looks like a heck of a setup to get over there without hovers.
It's not that bad. First hookshot was on Adult Archery, and second hookshot is on the Upper Zora's Heart piece.
Would technically that hookshot there be the first one?
So let's think about it in terms of spheres. In order to get the hookshot that T-Risk is going for, you would either need hovers, or you would need to have access to Zora's River as a child, and then you could get over there using a chicken. So we don't have any sort of explosives to do that yet. So technically that one, I believe, is out of logic currently, whereas the one that Words picked up just requires a bow, and bow is technically Sphere 0.
Makes
So
sense.
I'm not sure how you can really classify that one. I guess technically I'd say the one that Words got would have been the first one logically. The one that Tyrus picked up would have been second, but they don't lock each other. So it's not as cut and dry.
Yeah.
Oh yes, as DM is pointing out, or scale. I completely forgot that you could use scale to get into a river.
Well, they don't have one of those yet.
Nope. But again, it was one of those. What would they require in order to get that?
Just jump over there.
And actually, it's really kind of interesting because a lot of times you'll see, like we just saw that Epona's song is on the Adult Sacred Forest Meadow check, which makes that Soraya's song play even less likely now. But usually when you see something like Epona's or Longshot, your mind goes to, okay, there's our Gerudo Fortress access, but they had that right from the get-go. That's the adult spawn.
Well, it's HBA access.
This is true.
Oh no, wait, because Fortress is foolish, so HBA is dead.
Yes, but it doesn't change the fact that it still unlocks HBA. It's weird. You have to kind of think of it in two ways, of how does it work normally versus how does it work this seed.
Ooh, bomb juice.
Out of logic, but we see runners do out of logic, a lot of out of logic magic with bomb chews. Always fun.
No, that was from GTG
Well,
Grotto.
sorry. Let me rephrase that. The chews will allow them to go out of logic.
Oh yes, yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean the chews were out of logic. I know it's what I said.
You could beat the Donga's Caverns with those shoes.
Exactly.
You just have to do crazy backflip strats to put them into the Donga's mouth.
I mean that, or you can go the really, really safe way and go up all the way to the top, just drop in and literally drop the bombs into... Oh, you mean into... Duh, you're talking about the boss, not the ice
King
sockets.
Dodongo.
Yeah, never mind.
Oh, Nehru's.
Will he do toilet? That's a very good question. We have everything required to do toilet right now.
Depends
That's a
if
frightening thought.
toilet is a key or not.
Oh, and Richard's owner gives us a piece of wood. Thank you.
Oh, Richard wanted to play fetch.
More like Frisbee, I think, with the shield.
All you need is irons and Song of Time to do toilet. But you don't do toilet unless you need to.
Right, and without strength 2, we have no idea whether we need to.
Might dip in there then if you don't have strength too.
Which looks exactly like what Words is doing.
The extra key never hurts.
Ooh, that hurt.
Tyrus with the Forest, and Zephyr with the Forest Temple play.
About to say, we've got 2 double forests.
They're hoping that a bow is in here.
So long shot, well rather, yeah, exactly. Hook shot is on adult archery and Upper Zora's River. Depending on which one you went to is where your long shot is.
So for Words, his long shot is going to be the Upper River.
Correct. And for Zephyr, his is going to be on adult archery.
For everyone else, unless Carp gets a bow, it's going to be archery.
Yeah, this seed really depends on where those other two bows are going to be. And whether or not they're bow locked.
He missed the jump again. Rip. Words just gave up on the toilet. I'm out of here.
He's actually choosing to go across the not sure exactly what to call those to get the hearts.
The ledge.
I'm not sure that I don't think he's given up on toilet. I think he just wanted health.
That's fair. More timer in the water.
Yep, exactly. I'm actually really surprised to see such commitment to this check so early on.
I love it.
Oh, I love it too. I'm just surprised.
Go through all this work for a small key.
And we've got a bottle. So that puts Grandma in logic. Oh wait, crap, wrong game.
Yep, get your ZSR toilets. We're in here.
Just like Words, we are all collectively holding our breaths to see whether this was worth it.
It's gonna be a key, I feel it.
I'm just hoping something that's not like a bloopy.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you can stomach a key.
That key will help him get more checks at least.
Yes. Yeah, if you open that chest and it's a recovery heart after all of that, you're just not feeling good. You see a key, you at least don't feel like you wasted too much of your time.
Especially without Type 2 to check the like room.
Right, exactly. Well, Felix, it's the NA Weekly. We're missing plenty in logic.
Got him.
And Mr. Carp finding that bow over on Childside, Gerudo Valley. Second runner to acquire that first bow.
Nice. So that's gonna lead him to a hook shot at an archery if he goes that way.
I was about to say that's if he goes to it. And yes, Child Spirit is in logic and one of the few places that we do have logical access to right now. We have a slingshot.
We do. These Stalfos are just not accepting the stun from the deck defense.
Oof.
Rip.
GTG is really not playing well with Words today.
Yeah, he's put a lot of commitment into these checks.
Yeah, I admire that. I very much admire it.
Just buy a shield, Kappa.
No, never buy a shield. As soon as you buy a shield, Mirror Shield is going to show up. Oh,
hey.
Good. Perfect.
Words is doing the pro play.
At least he doesn't have to do this without a hookshot.
Beat training grounds without a shield.
Well, we've already gotten one wallet, so that is quite likely.
Yeah, wallet logic. Speaking of kingfish, I think we're about to see a good old squeak.
Going for that Skulltula first. Not a bad play. We know that we're going to likely want those 30.
More than likely, yeah. Especially since that could be our first strength.
And the stone just reminding him of that.
Yeah. Ice Cavern is a song.
Ice Cavern's a song, but we also know that one of the 3 checks in Zora's domain is Way of the Hero. And exactly, so I would bet that the plan is either to clear ice entirely or to grab some blue fire and rush on back and hope that King Zora is the Way of the Hero check.
Icy waters seems to be nothing. Yeah, I'd just finish ice all the way because it's a pain in the butt to get back to Ice Cavern.
Well, this is what separates you from the pleb runners like me.
No, I'm definitely pleb. I just know it's too long of a trip to get back to Ice Cavern if you don't finish it.
Right. Skull Mask is a scale. Okay. Well, we know we need one of them.
Mask trading. Bomb bag on the TARDIS, so you could get that with a hook shot.
Don't you need the long shot for that? Or is there a way to get it with just the hook shot?
Can't you stand on the fence and hook shot up to it?
I don't think you can do it with just the hook shot. I could very well be wrong.
Oh. Chat says nope. Well, it's a good thing they can get long shot pretty easily.
Yes. Yeah, Words is still fighting around in GTG. Is that our 3rd bottle that we've seen so far?
I think we're at 2. Verdict's still out on the all dungeons. Unless something is in the like room, GTG is fairly empty.
Ooh!
Speaking
Zephyr
of scale,
picks up a scale. And
there's one right there in the Ice Cavern. That's a golden scale for Zephyr if he gets the Soul Mask.
so we don't know where Ruto's letter is, so we actually don't know if that's logically the golden scale, because everything in Ice Cavern right now is out of logic.
It is. It's... Yeah, Zephyr's not getting his Skull Mask.
That's
But
actually
if he
pretty...
does... Nah. You don't need light arrow. You don't need gold scale for light arrows.
But right, as Chad is pointing out, we have everything in logic. No one's done it logically yet, but we know where everything is logically to actually make this seed come together thus far. Because we know that, yes, we know that there's the scale on Skull Mask. That scale can lead us to the hookshot and to our Zora's Domain. And we can use that to get to our bomb bag if we have both hookshot and longshot. So that puts some of our out of logic out.
It's all coming together.
Oh, don't worry, it's only 48 minutes into the seed. It'll fall apart again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Something
Every time
important is going to be in Ganon's light trial, and you're going to need all 3 strengths.
So, I'm actually curious about that, since they just switched over to the 6 medallions as the bridge. Realistically, now that we know that light arrows are there, what could be in Ganon's castle that we would really need? Because once they have all 6 medallions, they'll be able to get the key.
Yeah, nothing.
And they'll be able to get the light bridge, so...
Could just be extra stuff, like extra bombs or extra arrows.
Well, yes, Jag, there's no key, it's open, but still, technically, you can look at it as once they have all 6.
But yes, nobody's going to check any of the trials because light arrows are right there.
Oh, the hammer was on Dampe.
Nice. That pesky Dampe burying hammers. Mirror of Truth. Lens of Truth.
So the only thing that could possibly be useful for at this point is the lens game, because we already have access to Desert Colossus.
Did we get the hint that the Oasis was barren?
Doesn't matter, we can get there. We already have Nocturne. Or not Nocturne, Requiem. Right, Gerudo Valley. Actually, no. Yeah, Fortress is foolish. Valley, we actually know, is very much not foolish.
Yeah, Valley had a bow.
Alright, Zephyr is going to get a chance and see if King Zora is one of our Way of the Heroes for Zora Domain.
Right after he comes back. Because you can't talk to him that way.
And Word's picking up the hammer as well.
Yep. Irons were in the Sun Song grave. Trying to figure out where Zephyr is going.
Yeah, and it looks like Carp is taking that hammer and using it to check the Hyrule field checks.
Back to Zora's domain, of course. Yeah, he just took a weird path to get back there. I guess that was the fastest way to Minuet. Let's see if Big Fish Boy is our way of the hero.
Nope.
So it's diving minigame or treasure chest behind the waterfall.
At the very least, that time in Ice Cavern was not a complete wash. Getting that scale is actually huge.
Words is about to go get his long shot right here.
Now, has Words seen that it's a long shot already, or is he just clearing out Zora's River?
He has not seen it. He's just
Okay.
going up the river.
So, Words and Zephyr are actually, interestingly enough, on the same ladder, 7 years apart.
Time paradox. Oh, did it turn daylight right when he killed that gold Skulltula? Unfortunate. I don't know how they read these hints so fast.
Yeah, I've never gotten that either. And then how they track it just as quickly. That honestly is the only thing that keeps me from ever doing any of these runs. I'm a reasonably okay player. Not going to say that I'm anywhere in the same league as them, but I just can't process and track anywhere near as quickly as these runners can.
I'll be reading the hint stone for like a minute, like, alright. Let me go write that down.
Yeah, playing this game is so much more than just playing a video game. There's a lot of mental aspects to it. There's a lot of routing. It's so much harder than it looks.
Could be why my seeds take many, many hours.
I understand the concept behind the speed reading. My problem is I don't trust my brain. And I'm willing to bet that if I start going with the, well, let's skim for the keywords, I'm going to do something stupid, such as, oh, okay, that was a foolish Gerudo Fortress. And then I find out, no, it was really foolish Gerudo Valley.
Yeah. It's always possible to get stone water with irons and long shot.
Alright, so Words is... Yep, Words is going to find out what our way of the hero is in Zora's domain. Goes down to light that torch and then pick up the 25 rupees down at the bottom there. Always wondered how that Zora up at the top of the waterfall maintains a business. Oh yeah, you pay me 20 and I drop 25. Okay, so let's say that not everyone wins, but you're still putting yourself out.
Don't make fun of the Zoras, they can't count, right?
I'm not making fun of them, just do like the casinos do. Drop less than what you take. Or do it all in green.
He's dropping too much.
Fair enough. Or do it all in green rupees. Actually, Words did something very, I don't want to say very difficult, but very tricky in the time limit, getting that flame storage before jumping down. That is very, very good skill to have.
Yes, it is. Well, that's probably the way of the hero.
Yeah, that would be my bet. Let's see what this chest is before we update the...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Let's update that.
That darn magic way of the hero.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with VXR. Second magic has got to be in Shadow.
Nah, it's in Stone Water. It's always in a stone dungeon.
I'm surprised at this point we haven't seen our fifth way of the hero. I'm starting to wonder whether or not one of them is a double and we just missed it.
Might be buried in a Scrubs grotto somewhere.
Why do I always forget that those grottos are on in these settings?
Or the Medi Goron has it. And nobody wants to go there because Goron City is foolish.
So, Zephyr is at 16 skulls. Now is probably a good time as we quickly approach the happy 1 hour mark, everyone. So Zephyr's at 16, likely hunting down those 30 skulls that we believe we need for our strengths.
Good job, Slash.
Yes, very good. There is another bow.
Alright.
So, T-Riss is now officially bailed out from missing that bow in Gerudo Valley.
Is that a strength? It is a strength
It is.
On Shoot the Sun.
Yep, that was hinted a while ago.
Ah, okay. It's a very odd-colored, weird-looking strength. That Goron Ruby is quite large. So does that push you away from... No, because you do need strength too.
That wouldn't deter me from getting skulls. But I think I definitely would stop pushing them as hard, having gotten that.
Strength 1 is enough to do Forest Temple.
It's enough to do Forest Temple and Dagongos.
It's not enough to do Spirit, though.
Yeah, with Spirit Temple, with Spirit Temple being one of our medallions, you definitely still do the skulls, pardon me, unless you happen to come across Strength 3 somewhere else.
Yeah, if you get strength 3, or I guess it'd be strength 2 at this point, you just ignore skulls.
The third strength.
If you find a strength 2, there's no way you collect for strength 3.
Yeah, the only check that would give you then would be outside Ganon's castle. Yes, the settings did again change. The idea being that they did not want, and I completely understand the logic behind this, they didn't want to use the NA and EU weeklies kind of as a testing ground. So this is a balanced set of settings, and right now the idea is going to be that this is going to be the long haul set that's used, as it's a nice combination for both veterans and beginners.
Oh, Tiras is in Goron City. He could quickly check Medigore hint before he bails. Or he didn't get Goron City foolish hint.
No, he's probably just using that to get into Death Mountain Crater.
Check's right there, right next to him. Might as well do it. Nope.
He just wanted to get into the crater.
He says, heck you, Medigore, I don't need your hint.
Although stops for the 20 rupees, interestingly enough.
Now he's got a nice number of 190.
Yeah, if he was out of them, I would have... maybe he's considering buying the tunic. Ooh.
Nocturne, alright.
So that gives us... So that gives us access to Shadow. Doesn't allow us to do a whole heck of a lot in there. We can kill the dead hand.
You could get 2 checks.
Is it 2? Yeah, it is 2. You're right.
And then bail when neither of them are hover boots. Because it's never vanilla hover boots.
Kind of weird to think how that's really the only dungeon in this game where the dungeon item is practically required for the entire thing.
Well, it wasn't French vanilla long shot today. We got Shadow or Child Spirit.
Yep.
Oh no! Did his shield go? Okay, it didn't.
No, surprisingly. He ended up damage buffering the keys.
Those iframes from Din's Fire.
Yeah, that was it. Sorry, frame buffering, wasn't damage buffering.
Yep. So everything's an adult side.
there are the fire arrows. That doesn't do us a whole heck of a lot of good in this, since we already have Dins. So, yes, Dins is in logic because it's early on in Deku Tree.
And
then Nocturne...
That's in logic.
Yeah, it is, because... Yep, exactly. Yeah, because the only thing you need to get in there would be a bow and a hookshot, which the bow locks the hookshot, but we can do that. So what items are not in logic? Technically, that scale that Zephyr, Carp, and Tyrus have.
Yes, because Ice Cavern.
So we have no way of actually getting into Zora's Fountain right now, logically speaking. The rest of the items, I believe, are all... Well, no, technically the other hookshot's not in logic yet. Because we don't have an explosive to get in, and we don't technically have the scale in logic. Oh, that's right, though. There's that other scale. Well, I forgot about that. There's the scale on Skullmask that they could technically use.
Yeah.
That none of them are going to end up getting because they're all doing Ice Cavern out of logic. That's right. So the scale that they have is not in logic, but they could have a logical scale.
They could, but they won't.
Oh, Carp actually got the Skullmask scale? Wow, I missed that one.
Oh, tricky Carp. But did he go back and get the bunny hood? Bunny hood is where it's at. I love the bunny hood.
Oh, I'm not going to disagree with that. You really have to give a lot of credit to the programmers of the randomizer for the quality of life improvements they put in. The bunny hood is amazing. Having the ocarina on the down D-pad is just so awesome.
Bunny hood is, you don't feel like wasting time summoning Epona, so you slap it on and run.
Well, wait, you can only use it as a child.
Exactly.
Okay, you almost got me there. So some of the quality of life improvements on this randomizer, the D-pad now gets used for, as both a child and adult, the down D-pad is a permanent assignment for the ocarina, so you no longer have to use one of your C buttons. So that gives you 3 buttons to use. But another one is the option of putting... It's not actually an option. You can see it on Words for Swords and Mr. Carp when they're done. They've got the iron boots, and it's located on the left D button, or D-pad. And if you ask anyone who played the original Ocarina of Time what their least favorite dungeon was, they're probably going to tell you Water Temple. And a lot of the time...
you have to change boots a lot.
Right, and that was one of the biggest headaches, is it was just constantly pause, put on the boots, wait, pause, take off the boots. Water Temple becomes so much better when you can actually just use the quick switch.
Oh yeah, that's the best part I love about the randomizer is the quick switch. Now the only thing you have to pause and re-equip is tunics and swords.
Yeah, but that's so infrequent. Most of the times, if a runner gets the Goron tunic, that's their tunic for the rest of the game. I think we've only seen a Zora tunic on one of the runners. I don't see it on their personal trackers. I could have sworn that that was in Gerudo Valley on Hammer Rocks. Although they may have saved Scum that away.
Probably save Scummed it.
And it's hard to tell if anyone has anything different because the only runner today who chose not to randomize their tunics or their UI was Words.
Hello, ZSR2 Raiders.
Hello, Raiders. How you doing tonight?
Big Pose is a bomb bag.
Ooh. Okay.
So that kind of makes the one on the TARDIS redundant.
There's a lot of redundancy in this seed. It's really kind of bizarre. We saw... It was, what, was it Words or Zephyr who got that bow in Gerudo Valley right from the get-go?
Those Words.
It was Words. We saw Words get that and we were convinced, okay, no one's going to go find another bow. And then another bow shows up. With the bombs, then neither of those bombs lock the other ones.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of bailout today.
And the scale bailout too, yeah. You don't need to do the entire mask trading sequence. You could just skip into Ice Cavern.
Yeah, so just when you think one runner's got an advantage over another, someone pulls out another item. It's actually kind of nice because we're seeing a very wide divergence. Although this is the second double forest that we've seen.
Hooray!
Oh, okay, you can say that. Zephyr picks up that strength from the Skulltula house.
Somebody did go for the 30 strength. Nice.
Again, not really a waste. Unless another strength shows up, you know everyone's going to have to go for that one. But yeah, I'm going to agree with Cola. That was very aggressive. A quick 30, and Zephyr's been doing more than just skulls, so that's been in addition to all of the other checks.
It's too bad they don't have Fiores. Fiore's Force Temple just saves you like a minute.
Oh, what, in Forest?
Yeah.
Yes. Although, oh no, actually 3 of our runners have found that magic, that's right. Tyrus has not, though.
He hasn't, but he could still beat Forest.
Right, but I'm just saying, even if he had Roar's Wind, he wouldn't be able to use it at this point. Words would.
The hand. No such thing as too aggressive. The boulder of destiny.
Unfortunately, we already know that there's nothing overly worthwhile in Hyrule Field.
But it's the boulder.
Oh yeah, you always have to do it. Yeah, it's curious whether or not we see any runners go for the all dungeons play.
Nothing's really been hinted behind storms, has it?
No, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing.
I agree. There's almost certainly at least one thing. If you could hit go mode without it.
Yeah, it's not necessarily about who cares if it's not hinted, it's more along the lines of you're trying to go for efficiency. Now, and if you dedicate yourself to the all dungeons, then you're basically committing to a potential time loss if it doesn't pan out. And there's a lot of, you want to try to make sure that you're not wasting any time in this.
Well,
And you know what? I'm not going to say I agree or disagree, but this is exactly what I love about this randomizer. There are so many different schools of thought. Some are going to say that all dungeons is the gamble, others are going to say that it's not.
I am a gambling man.
Now, this is what separates the runners, is their choices of routing.
Yeah. Bombs are not logical AD. Bombs are on Pose and the TARDIS. You can get them without all dungeons. The only thing storms might lock is something like a mirror shield.
Well, it's no guarantee on that. Again, it's tough to say for
Yeah, I'm
absolute
just
certain.
looking at what items would be to see its hovers and mirror shield.
Ooh, Zephyr buying shoes.
Oh yeah, we do need Rang, because Jabu's the thing.
Yeah, there's a lot out there.
That wallet will solve all our problems. Just throw money at it. No, you don't need strength 3. Get out of here with that.
Let's see, how can we make Strength 3 a reality? There's only one check that's locked behind Strength 3 right now. What would be the worst thing for that?
Depends where it's at, I guess. Because if it's in a terrible location, just to get the Yeet Stone out of the way.
Oh, I bet that did not feel good on Zephyr's side.
Definitely not. So far, you'd be correct because there's been nothing in GTG, but there's still a few more checks in there. And it's not too hard to get back there since you could just save quit and you're in Gerudo Fortress.
Very true. And we're starting to wind down on checks available in Forest. pretty much just got what's in the basement and then what's on Phantom Ganon.
Yep.
Because chat's right, we're still not 100% certain whether or not Soraya's is a way of the hero. It could be, but not necessarily.
Oh, we got 2 checks to figure that out.
Exactly. And Word's going for the... I've seen a couple of runners do that strat lately. It's... don't know what... I just love it. You're fighting Meg, and you decide while she's doing her spin, you go and you collect the Skulltula. It's just a perfectly pragmatic choice.
Yeah, why not?
No better way to tell that Poe that she is absolutely no threat to you than to sit there and collect Skulltula while she's threatening you.
I don't know if I'd call it threatening. She just dances around you in a circle.
Yeah, if you wait long enough, she hits you.
It's not very threatening.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how the last Poe is the least offensive. All the other ones actively seek you out, try to hit you. Meg, nah.
He missed a tiny Goron, so he's gonna go check the hitstone back here. Oh, it's Cackway the hero. Is that a prescription?
Yes, it was. It was a prescription, and I believe we've gotten a hint that Bigoron is dead.
Nice.
And yes, Kakariko is now double way of the hero.
Wowee.
So, actually, that pretty much guarantees that Soraya's is a way of the hero. Unless we find something else in CAC. We still have not checked... Yep, exactly. We still haven't checked chickens, and I don't believe anyone has checked the Central Grotto.
The chicken stream is real.
Yeah, so... While we can't say for certain, we were curious before whether or not that hookshot or Soraya's was our way of the hero. Well, why not both?
Yeah, and Burning Cat also.
Oh, yes.
This
So
point,
actually,
though, what does Burning Cat even
I was about to say, what songs haven't we seen yet? We know where Storms is. We're looking at... We know where Nocturne is.
Our only warp song we're missing is Bolero.
Right, and that's not going to be helpful.
So yeah, I don't think Burning Cat is way the hero.
Actually, I think the only one that we haven't seen at this point is Bolero.
Well, there was a rupee on Ganon, so... I'm not sure if Saria's was way of the hero.
Well, again, we weren't certain. We're just looking at what we've got right now.
I'm pretty certain now, since Phantom Ganon had nothing.
Yeah, well, there are still a couple of checks. It's just getting... It's getting lower and lower.
Not for Saria's, the only other check is in a dead location.
Yep, you're right. That's right. Goron said he's foolish.
Skull Kid? No. So there could be Skull Kid. which words might be going to check right now. Nope, he's going the opposite way.
No, chat's saying that Skull Kid was dead. That Carp did it earlier.
So, yeah. No sorry is way of the hero.
Speaking of Carp, picking up a meme item in Dgongo's Cavern.
Nice. We love our meme items.
We've seen, what, 2 of them so far? We've seen Stone of Agony and Nehru's, I believe.
Yes.
So it looks like we're going to go from double forest to double Dgongos, at least on the left side of the screen. Trying to get an idea of where...
No. Minuet was... ZL?
No, Soraya's was ZL.
What was Minuet then?
Minuet, I believe, was Epona's.
Oh, okay.
And right now, Dgongo's Cavern is just not giving us a whole heck of a lot.
Pretty empty so far.
So, a couple of people in chat are saying if Epona's song somehow locks the letter. But aren't we certain that Epona's doesn't lock anything right now?
Because, yeah, Fortress is foolish.
Yeah, Fortress is foolish. You don't need Epona to get over to Fortress because it's our spawn point.
Yeah, I don't think Epona's locks anything in this seed. How did Epona's lock bomb bag?
No, TARDIS is a bomb bag, just no one's collected it.
Yeah, TARDIS is a bomb bag. You don't need Epona for a bomb bag.
Right. Yeah, it's just like how the scale that several of our runners have is technically out of logic, but they could have a logical scale, so we're not counting it that way. And horseback archery is we know is dead because we know Fortress is dead.
Yes. I think you guys are just grasping at straws right now.
Well, welcome to the NA Weekly. First time?
It's like the, pointing at the whiteboard with all the stuff drawn on it. It's gotta be this.
It's always fun when you can process of elimination it down to a couple of options. Say, oh, well, it has to be either in 1 or 2, and then when it shows up, you get to scream, I got it, I told you!
I knew it all along, you fools.
And yes, I agree with those in chat saying they're trying to figure out if chickens is going to be way of the hero. That is...
it's always chickens. Come on. Come on.
No,
chat.
it's always chickens when I roll it.
You never skip chickens. It's the cardinal rule. Only time you skip chickens is if Cack is foolish, which is very rare. Yes, Burning Cack is Bolero. Most because Storms is OOT.
I was about to say, I think that that's a definite at this point. Yes, you can reach it with the long shot very easily. I don't know if it's in logic, but if it's not, I'd be completely and thoroughly shocked. It's not a trick. It's not anything that you need to, do anything fancy for. It's just stand there and use the long shot.
Yeah, you just point at the box and long shot it.
Yeah, if that's not programmed into logic, I would be thoroughly floored with how thorough the developers came up with the logic.
No, because pretty sure that's how you. There's two ways to get it. It's you use a bean or a long shot.
Right, although I don't think in the original game design you were supposed to use a long shot, but a lot of the, if you take a look at the logic files, it's written in such a way where it's can the player do it, not was it designed to be done that way. Because if you look at the actual box on top of Graveyard, the developers of the original game clearly designed it with the, you've got to plant a bean as a child and use that to get up there. Whether or not you do that, or whether you use a long shot, that's up to you.
What do they know? They only made the game.
Well, that's the fun thing about game design. You never know what the players are going to do. The old saying is you can make something foolproof, but then they just make a better fool. This is kind of the opposite of that. You can try to plan everything, but the players will figure out a way around your design. They're smarter than you give them credit for.
Yeah, there's definitely more than 30 without forced access.
Alright, Zephyr is going into the Kakariko Grotto. Don't believe anyone else has done this so far. Correct me if I'm wrong.
They have not.
So this is one of our final CAC checks.
Chicken.
Yeah, that is not... that's nothing.
Let's go, chickens. Anju is waiting for you in the past link. Go to her.
I love how she gets the name Anju. There's so much hatred for her, we can't even call her Chicken Lady. We have to call her by a name from a wrong game.
She is forever Anju. Chickens has got to be something, because we've checked everything Sarias can lead to.
So, Shadow Warrior, no, she's actually not named in this game. She gets the name Anju in Majora's Mask, and that's where everyone calls her.
Yeah, she has no name in OOT.
She has the exact same character model, so it's not really surprising.
In fact, only like 4 people have names in OOT. Maybe 5.
I'm assuming you mean other than main characters.
Yes.
I was about to say, I can count the sages, and I know there's more than that.
Nobody cares about the sages. There's probably more than 5. I'm just guessing. Link doesn't use words, he just screams and yells a lot.
I like how chat has devolved into throwing random names out of characters. And Zephyr has finally picked up that Gerudo Valley Poe an hour and 37 minutes into this.
Nice. Now, if only he would go do chickens.
I read that first name as Shrek and I stopped reading right afterwards.
You can't count Link the Goron as a name, because that's your name. Yeah, Zeph looks like he's doing chickens. He had the set time of day. And King Zora is definitely a title, not a name.
Name all of the 4 named characters in Ocarina of Time. Wrong answers only. There's Mario. There's Mario, Luigi, Daisy, and Peach.
Definitely nailed it. Oh, but what about Samus? You can't forget about Samus.
Oh, I always forget about him. He's one of my favorites. But I really, actually, while I'm not a huge... I love Samus, but I really love Metroid. He's a great character.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, if chat didn't figure that out, I'm going to keep intentionally saying wrong things.
Samus is the best Kuko killer.
The number of people in chat who actually took my sayings there seriously, I love it.
I wonder how many people rage quit the stream.
Going, the commentator just called Samus a male, I'm out of here.
They don't even know, they didn't watch the Metroid cutscene. You can't just summon Trez like that.
Actually I think they can. I don't remember what the rationale for is.
Alright,
I was about to say, what else are we going to talk about while Zephyr takes up the rest of the chickens? At this point...
Done.
Yep. Ooh, okay then.
Okay.
Wow, that was not what we were expecting.
What the heck
not
is
sure.
the way of the heroes?
I'm not sure what we were expecting, but it wasn't that.
No, well
No,
is
the
a
well is
different
not...
part.
Yeah.
I think somebody did 20.
Yeah, Zephyr got the 30s, so I'm pretty sure he went through and he hit 10 and 20 on there as well.
I know hookshot is guaranteed, but the only other thing we found was Saria's, and that leads to nothing.
Yeah, this is bizarre. Now, we do know that Frog Stew is dead.
I'll have to look at the spoiler log for this one.
And Word's grabbing strength too. I'm wondering if he runs with that and goes directly to Spirit.
Well, see, the broadcast is going to end before everybody is finished with the race, so...
Yeah, unfortunately, unless Unless one of our runners is the last to cross the finish line or everyone else forfeits. Speaking of, how many forfeits do we have?
I wouldn't think it'd be too many.
No, we have one with a very colorful language about why they forfeited and decided to watch. I won't repeat it.
I think I saw them earlier when they said that they had bad routing. There was really nothing important enforced. There was items in there.
So, if that's the reason for forfeiting, no pen name girl, then the problem is they're watching the stream and therefore cheating. The commentator said something I didn't like. Okay, why were you watching?
I forfeit this race. I'm out of here. We got hover bootless Shadow Temple from Words.
We were talking about this earlier, too.
And Zephyr. Zephyr's in here, too. Are we gonna get vanilla or French vanilla hovers?
I'm really surprised that Words is opting to do Shadow right now with Strength 2, when there are other options available.
No, it's not. We got one more check in here.
The first one was incredibly early. First slingshot, that is. Oh, yes, you're right, Shadow is Wath. I completely forgot about that.
Shadow is Wath, but why dip it with only
because
two checks available?
If you know it's Wath, then those 2 checks are worth the time.
I'd definitely go to Spirit, though.
Yeah, but I'm not going to argue with dipping first. Just in case you get something that allows you to continue.
It's a key.
Technically, it allows you to continue. Just you need the hover boots to keep going.
It wasn't vanilla or French vanilla hovers today.
Alright, so now we're going to Spirit.
Words could even save quit and do the like room if you wanted.
And Zephyr, having picked up that bow, is now going to opt to do Forest.
He has bomb shoes, that's basically bombs.
As long as you're careful enough with them.
Sure, everything you get with them is out of logic, but I don't think you really mind too much.
No, with bomb shoes, my thought process always goes to there are 3 bomb bags. If I happen to use bomb shoes to acquire another bomb bag, I no longer care.
Exactly.
And I find it really interesting how with 4 different runners, we somehow managed to get 3 double forests in this run.
That is amazing. All at different times, too.
Although at least on our end, that means we can pay close attention to words, because we know exactly what Zephyr and Carp are going to find in Forest right now.
Whole bunch of bubkiss.
I don't know, they find a prescription for Bigoron. Maybe they feel bad for him. I know he's nothing, but the poor guy is sitting up on the top of the mountain. His eyes are itching. Do him a favor.
Yeah. If you want access to GTG, you just save it.
Yeah, actually, as much as we did not like that starting spawn, getting the early prelude makes that starting spawn not as terrible as it seems.
I wonder if we're gonna get a vanilla or French vanilla beer shield.
Nothing can be on Bigoron, he's hinted dead.
That is true, he does stand with his face inside of a volcano.
Yeah, I was wondering about that one.
Rip Cola.
I know VXR got insulted earlier on in the stream, but there's no reason to take it out on Cola. By the way, now is a good time to remind you to pay reference to our moderators. VXR, we love you. Please don't do anything to us.
Please, sir. I didn't do anything wrong.
Although, with that being said, VXR did go back and review the video, and we're getting from chat that apparently up on TARDIS is not a bomb bag, it's actually Deku Nuts. So that actually makes more sense because now our opponent's song is locked behind Soraya's.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, so
then our bomb. Yep. Trying to figure out what T-Ris's plan of attack is right now.
I'm not sure.
Oh, skull hunting. Okay. Skull hunting and cleanup. Let's actually see.
Back real fast.
That's fine. Let's actually see what T-Ris's skull count is at the moment. Killing it with that. It looked like that was 30. Nice. Well, you're right. They're not going after the bomb or the pose, mainly because that check just can sometimes be a pain, and they just don't want to do that at this time. With the TARDIS, if it is actually nuts, which I believe it when chat says it is, you know, they know that that's dead, so there's no reason for them to go back to it. There's nothing really pointing them towards pose other than the fact that they got bow, opponents, and a bottle early. And I also think a lot of these runners have not completed the Kakariko checks, if my memory serves me correctly. So many of them, even if they have seen the double way of the hero, they may still have that thought process like we did, which is, we know that we've gotten Soraya's, we also know that we've gotten a hookshot, but do we know that those two represent the way of the heroes when there are a couple other checks left? They don't know that the rest of them are dead.
Did we find anything good?
Nope, not yet. Words is still working his way through. He's going to put furores, and I was about to say, I can't imagine it's going to stop here. Oh, okay, he's going to scum that shoe if this is nothing. Alright.
Scum the bomb shoes.
I can't say that I blame him on this one. Especially because this is 3 checks. If this turns out to be absolutely nothing, then you know you can just... Actually 4, sorry, because he can long shot over to the other hand.
But when you have 13 bomb shoes, that one extra bomb shoe, does it really matter?
I'm going to agree with you on that one.
Oh,
Hey, he found Greg!
Nice.
Yeah, I'm actually going to say that I wouldn't scum this one, but I can completely see the logic behind it.
Now, he can't save scum now. I mean, if you get rid of Greg, you just lose.
Greg is never hinted, but always a Wath.
Greg is always important. So is that boomerang.
Okay, not scumming that shoe.
No, that was a shoe well used. Now, Words just needs to find the letter.
And Mirror Shield.
Sure, but I mean, if you're gonna go for Jabu...
Oh, you're talking just Jabu, okay. I was about to say, we're not out of spirit yet.
Don't worry, this Mirror Shield's in the next check.
Theoretically.
I guarantee if it's not here, I quit Zelda. I didn't say which Zelda though. Got him. Oh, well, hovers, that's close.
Late Shadow Temple is... Sorry, Late Spirit Temple is paying out. Yes, I know what I'm talking about.
I still count that because it's an item you need in the seed. That Shadow doesn't have to have mirror.
Yeah, what are we technically missing?
Letter and Mirror Shield.
And that's it?
I think so, yeah.
Wow, feels like it's way too early for us just to be 2 items away.
If you want the memes of Yeet Rock, it could have Strength 3, and then behind Strength 3 Boulder is the item you need.
It is for me, Cola. Trust me, it is for me.
Oh, he's getting a hug. How cute.
So I think now the question really comes down to, are we still concerned about that all dungeons?
Nah.
Give Uncle and Hotef a hug.
I think the 2 items we need to finish the seed are going to be right here in Shadow Temple. Only because Jabu is barren. Otherwise, the other item would have been in Jabu.
AD for bomb locked lettering. Well, that's possible. I just don't think we're getting to that point like we were before. Anything's still possible. Never know when this turn.
All of Shadow Temple and you get something weird, then maybe think about that.
Yeah, you never know when this turns into an hour-long ice rod hunt. But right now, all eyes are on words to see what that way of the hero in shadow is. Zephyr and Carp just finished. Oh, words. That always hurts.
Rip.
Zephyr and Carp are. Well, Zephyr just finished Forest. Carp is taking it to Phantom Ganon right now. And T-Riss is going through Child's Spirit, which we know has nothing good.
Yep, and once Carp is done with this Phantom Ganon, we never have to see Forest Temple again. Until the next seed. Yes, 6 med bridge. And the light arrows were the worst hiding place in Hyrule. They're right out in the open.
Meanwhile, the item they replaced, Rudo's Letter, is hidden pretty well.
Ganon's just like, ha ha ha, they'll never look underwater for the light arrows.
I mean, in the context of the game, Ganon never had the light arrows. Zelda did.
True. But he tells you where they are in this version.
Oh no, I understand that. It's a weird one to think about. It's that he somehow gained access to the light arrows, and then not only puts them in a place that they're accessible to you, but tells you where they are. Then again, that's a classic Nintendo villain for you. It's not a proper Nintendo boss if it's not giving you ammunition during the fight.
Exactly. Or a convenient floor that they put themselves through.
So letter can be on Unfreezing King Zora. We call that Paradox Letter, but it was not in this seed. King Zora was, I believe, a heart piece, but it was something unremarkable.
Yeah, Paradox Letter is always a good time.
There's Rudo's Letter!
Ryu Kane with the raid. Welcome in.
Alright, so that solves, more than likely solves our Shadow Temple way of the hero.
Butter knife. There's a few more checks in Shadow Temple where Mirror could be. We'll see. Definitely gonna full clear Shadow even if you don't have to, just because it was way of the hero.
Shadow's one of those temples where you very rarely don't have to full clear it. There's only a couple of spots where you really have the option to leave it be. Alright, chat's asking for a bet for Mirror Shield, so why not?
Better bet fast. Could be anywhere.
In the meantime, I can't see anything, so you're gonna have to do the comms for a moment, sorry.
It's fine. Zephyr is picking up his strength 2 from the sun. T-Riss is in Shadow Temple. Without boots, so he's gonna be a short trip here.
I'm actually completely in agreement with Blast Egg over there. They got that that lens early, that it's been sitting in the marketplace the whole time.
I like these for bottom of the well.
Nah, they're betting that it's hidden somewhere in Breath of the Wild.
Oh, shoot, that's a different game entirely.
Stone Tower Temple's a good bet. There are the golden gauntlets.
Are we gonna see a Yeet Rock?
So, I think I'm going to let the bet go up until Words is done crossing over on the love boat and does his little dance at the Stalfos.
Shadow did have both stabs.
Oh, it had both the butter knife and big stabby?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, Turtle Rock, you're gonna win with that bet for sure. That's definitely where it's at.
I think it's on Ice Ring.
Sad thing is Bongo Bongo can't have Lens of Truth in this seed.
Well, you're right, he can't have it in this seed because we found it, but theoretically, because
oh, he can have it in general.
Yeah, because both the back half and the front half of Shadow, logically, you're allowed to do without Lens.
I've seen a seed before where he had it. It's
okay.
Great.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't wrong on that.
Kill the boss and he's like, here you go, here's the thing where you can see me now.
Alright, we're going to close off betting. And
I like what
we will
you
wait
did
and see.
there. People have to reflect on their bets.
And Ice Trap Lens of Truth. Here you go, now you can see me, you fool.
I like when you kill Bongo Bongo and he has the ice arrows. Oh, that's a shame.
It's the manager or Bongo if there's anything else in Shadow.
I don't think it's the manager. I think the manager is a key.
You are right, because you need that key to get into Bongo.
That means my bet is dead. Feels bad.
And this is exactly what I mean when I say a lot of times you end up having to full clear shadow even if you don't want to.
I do like the ice trap items just because of, like, they got one letter misspelled.
Yeah, but that's only if they're in shop sanity, right? Because you don't get to see their text description otherwise.
Like, you could get the hork shot. Oh, wow.
I'll be honest, the first time I played with shop sanity, I honestly thought that whoever programmed it just didn't know how to spell. And I don't know why I would think that.
Only 50 rupees for a hork shot. What a deal. Oh, I got frozen.
Exactly.
I'm a fool. Alright, maybe Bongo will have it.
Ooh. Just a little too early with that shot for the eye. There we go.
Killed him with Big Stabby.
Come on, buddy, what you got for us?
The CHL. Nah, it's just money.
Alright, so that leaves us with quite a little bit to think about.
Yeah, like having to do all dungeons, maybe.
Well, so let's go through our Woths for a minute. We can't find where they are.
Right.
So I can actually take out some of these question marks in here. We have quite definitively figured those out.
We got...
So SFM was Zelda's Lullaby. And
Yes.
possibly Epona's.
Shadow Temple was Ruto's.
Yep, and that's going to lead us into anything that was in Zora's
That puts
Fountain.
the Ice Cavern scale into logic,
Correct.
technically. Magic is self-explaining.
And then Soraya's, we spent a long time figuring out how that got us to the bomb bag on Big Pose.
Oh, he's gonna go check the light room in GTG.
Not a bad play. You know that there are more than one item in it.
Yeah, it's Mirror Shield for go mode time. Did Words not go and get his light arrows yet?
He may be saving that for when he goes to do Jabu.
That's fair. You don't just do Jabu when it's foolish, you save that for go mode.
Well, yeah, exactly. And if you know that you've got a couple other things that you have to do on child side,
Oh,
you just
your shield is gone, Link. Oh no.
kill it quick. You need that back. You don't have enough money to afford a new one.
Yeah, that's 490 rupees. You're poor, Link. Oh, There's a locked bow.
I was about to say that is not it. Not gonna help you.
No, it's a strength lock bow.
Deku Nut upgrade.
Wow, Hylian shield.
Key. Oof.
So that room was nothing.
I completely agree with the decision to go back and check it, though.
Oh, definitely. You don't just leave 4 checks like that. Summoning opponent, clearing out a bottle, he must be going to do the Poe.
Yeah, I've got to imagine at this point in time, he's really trying to think of what he hasn't checked. Because he's
just
still
hoping and praying he doesn't have to do all dungeons.
And he's still missing the bomb bag.
You don't need bombs when you have bomb juice.
No, I'm not saying he needs them. But you've got to be sitting there wondering, you know they're somewhere.
Easy, just beat the game without explosives.
Bomb chew bowling is a thing, 1 in 32 is still a thing.
Did somebody not check 1 in 32? I thought I saw somebody in the treasure chest game.
I don't recall that, but I could have very easily missed it. Oh, Tiras did?
Tiras. I knew somebody was in there.
I know we haven't seen anyone go to bomb chew bowling yet.
Yes, because nobody has gotten angry and blown up the poor shopkeeper.
I'd yell at her for sleeping on the job, but it's the only shop in the game that's open 24/7. Actually, I don't think that's true. I think the Goron and the Zora are also open all day long.
Do Gorons and Zoras sleep, though?
Interestingly enough, we were talking about names. She's one of the few characters in Majora's Mask who actually doesn't have a name. And is just labeled as, I think it's treasure shop worker. Just like the bomb lady. It's the bomb shop worker.
Feels bad. Don't even get a name.
At least she gets a title.
Now he's got bombs. Word's got bomb.
Although you're probably wondering, from his point of view, what's he thinking about that? Because he's clearly looking for Mirror Shield at this point.
Oh, he's going for Yeet Rock, I think. Get ready, chat. Get ready to yeet. Question mark? If Mirror's not here, it's all dungeon in the well. Or in Water Temple. Somewhere.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah, it could still be in water or fire temple. It doesn't necessarily all dungeons yet.
Yeah, we are definitely out of leads at the moment. So now it's just a matter of where haven't we gone, and what haven't we done.
Randomly dip stone dungeons and hope it's in there, I guess.
Well, dipping into stone dungeons makes the most sense, because then if it is all dungeons, you unlock more checks with storms.
Or you just find Mirror Shield and Bayo. Oh, he missed that bomb skull twice.
It cannot be in Ganon's castle in this setting.
Be literally impossible.
Ooh, T-Risk getting crushed by the spikes.
Has Words not done Ice Cavern? I thought he did.
No, I believe he did.
He's just checking. Maybe. We're going on an adventure. The hunt for the Mirror Shield.
The hunt for the item that unlocks the Mirror Shield. Although we've pretty much got everything that we need, so it's really just floating around somewhere. The only thing we really know for sure is that it's not Jabu.
Yep. Because that dumb fish is foolish. We have no idea where Mirror Shield is.
Yep, if you happen to find out, please tell us.
Nah, don't tell us. That'll ruin the surprise.
Yes, Jabu is barren. But we've gotten to the point where we've exhausted all of our possible leads, so Mirror Shield could pretty much be anywhere. I'd love to give you a general idea of where we probably should be heading, but take a guess.
I'm gonna say it's at water or fire.
So you remember earlier in the seed where we were talking about the whole idea of we process of elimination it, we get it down to 2, and then we get to say either it's in 1 or 2? We're at that point.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Correct. In these settings, Ganon's castle is locked behind all 6 medallions, and since Spirit is a medallion, we will need the Mirror Shield to get in there, so there's no way it can be in Ganon's.
And for some reason, if it is, then the seed broke. And the game would be impossible to win.
No, we have lights already. The light arrows were on Rudo's letter vanilla location.
If we didn't find the light arrows, yes, the light arrows could be in Ganon's castle.
That is correct.
because those are not required.
So,
As in,
actually,
you never get a hint for them.
if I'm reading the documentation correctly on it, the light arrow cutscene is actually vanilla, which, interestingly enough, the original conditions for the light arrow cutscene were just the shadow and the spirit medallion. You actually didn't need all 6 of them because the game assumed if you got shadow and spirit, you had the other 4. But I think that cutscene is nothing.
No, pretty sure the cutscene is a song in the randomizer.
Wait,
it's
how
definitely
could it
a check, but I think it's a song in the randomizer. Is it not a song? I thought it was a song.
No, because songs have to be on other song locations.
Oh,
it's actually not the boss key in these settings. The boss key is gone. Ganon's castle or Ganon's boss room door is open by default.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's the 4th medallion is the song. We got that really early because we started with the 4th medallion.
Alright, so Shadow and Spirit are... Okay, so I guess technically then if you did Jabu, you would get the Spirit Medallion, get the Shadow Medallion, which is vanilla, then you could check that could theoretically be Mirror Shield.
Yeah. Very well could be. Light arrow cutscene could be Mirror Shield.
Yeah, that would be a real kick to the gut, because I wonder how many runners would probably opt to do all dungeons. Although, even if they weren't intending to check it, they probably would go to Temple of Time with those 2.
Yeah, I'd like to think that people would just go check that.
Well, that's if they realize it. Like I said, when I was reading the settings, I could have sworn that I saw that Light Arrow cutscene had just been essentially turned into nothing. Although it doesn't make sense why that would be that way.
So what, the program would just put nothing there?
I assumed that it was just kind of cut out. I mean, they've taken out plenty of other things. I haven't looked at the program itself. I don't know this particular one, but I would assume if they can cut out cutscenes and whatnot, that they could cut out a check. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say Chad is right on this. Again, just because I misread something doesn't make me correct. If anything, it makes me incorrect.
Cola says they announced it, so...
I'm going back to reread the announcement.
Probably deep fire or deep water would be pretty bad, because they don't want to go in there unless they have to. Whereas you're gonna naturally get Light Arrow cutscene if you just finish Jabu Jabu. deep fire just takes forever to get to. You think most likely is bottom of the well? There's a lot of checks in water and fire. I'll granted a lot of checks in fire are keys to get through fire. True, but you have to go through water and fire just to get to the bottom of the well, so you know. You're probably ending up checking all three areas if you're going that route.
Yeah, I think the only thing that we know about Water Temple is that the chest at the end of the river is nothing. Or actually, no, was it that one, or I think it was it was the rolling boulders, that was it.
I feel like if you're committing to all dungeons for storms, you're probably going to check a lot of fire and water temple.
Yeah, there's not really much reason not to. Once you grab that mirror shield, you're in go mode. So, check it. Okay, here we go.
Bomb to bowling. Get those wards. Oh, bomb bag? Nice.
French vanilla.
Bomb lock bombs.
So unfortunately, we're at a point where no runner is currently doing anything that we have not already seen.
I mean, at this point, I'd probably just get Jabu out of the way, even though you want to go mode it.
There's not really a whole lot of difference between go moding it and foolish clearing it, other than the fact that your overall routing outside of the dungeon changes.
But I don't think Words is going for Jabu. Tyrus might be going that way, yeah. He's got his letter equipped.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when he finishes this, he could go do Lighter cutscene.
Grabbing a fish, yep, that's the recipe for Jabu.
Yep, fish and the letter. He's good to go. Words hasn't done chickens yet. He's gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, it seems like he's really dedicating himself to doing all of those kind of one-off checks that haven't been cleared yet before going into any dungeon.
When you're one item off of go mode, it makes sense. Do all the small checks that you didn't do earlier.
Well, the one in CAC makes sense because you know CAC's way of the hero. So if you haven't checked it yet, there's always that nagging thought in the back of your mind going, is it possibly there?
You think she would, like, you know, catch her own chickens instead of standing there with her hands on her face?
She's allergic.
Seems like a poor profession to get into then.
Yes, that's true. But literally she tells you she can't touch him because she's allergic.
Questionable business choices.
Look, in Majora's Mask, she's a subpar innkeeper. I'm just gonna guess that no matter what universe she's in, her business ideas don't pan out. Actually, I take that back. She's not a subpar innkeeper. She's a terrible cook. They make it a point to point that out.
Well, it's because she can't touch the chicken, and that's the only thing Hyrule has is chickens.
So, Random Settings League is essentially... the game is entirely randomized. If you've ever played around with the randomizer, you'll know that there are various options, and we've talked about a few of them here. So, for example, having the light bridge appear, or the rainbow bridge, sorry, appear on 6 medallions is an option. With Random Settings League, that bridge can appear on a whole variety of different things, and it's random for each game. With standard settings in the weekly, it's basically a standard set of rules, so week to week those rules are generally the same. They change them every now and then, though.
They don't eat the cows, that's how they get their milk. See, they drink the cow milk and then they eat the chickens. It's brilliant. That's why when Link goes 7 years into the future, there's no chickens anymore, there's just cows. Because all the chickens got eaten. That's the wrong shield, Mr. Deku. I think Words has caved in. He's going to Serenade. He might be going to Jabu.
Yeah, I think he is. And I'm wondering if Zephyr is going to follow along in that. Although it looks like not. Probably going to do some finish-up checks as well.
No, he equipped a bottle and a letter. Zephyr looks like he's heading that way too.
Right, but he's got to be doing something first. Probably Bombchu Bowling would be my bet, because otherwise there's no reason to walk through here.
True. He's also
going to Castle Ferry. So yeah, he's prepping to go to Jabu, but he's doing a couple other things first.
I hate the precision you have to do to climb up that vine on the castle.
Yes, it exactly. That's really bizarre. I'd love to comment on what Tiras is doing, but we know for a fact that Jabu is dead.
He's saving his fish wife. It depends if Mirror Shield is in Water or Fire Temple and how long we do all dungeons.
Yeah, so the answer to that question always is the runners are never going to do all dungeons until they do all dungeons.
Until you really have to. Light arrow cutscene could be the answer, or it could be nothing.
The amount of times we said this could be the answer tonight.
This is basically the final check before you commit to all dungeons, because if it's not on Light Arrow cutscene, you're gonna have to do Water Temple and Fire Temple.
Yep, and Mr. Carp is following pretty much the exact same setup as Zephyr. He's got the empty bottle and Ruto's letter equipped. He's gonna go check the Castle Ferry and probably go directly to Jabu, so Depending on how quickly Tiris can get through Baronade, we may see a quad Baron Jabu.
Come on, Carp, you could get... he just bought a fish, he didn't even catch one. Good job, Zephyr, just buy the fish.
Well, when you're as loaded as he is, why not?
Does that come in a bottle? When you buy
No.
the fish?
No, you need a bottle.
Darn. Must have gone into his third bottle then, because I don't see it on his hotbars.
You're correct.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, so here's the real question. Are they going to find the fourth bottle before they find the mirror shield?
Well, at least we'll get triple Jabu. I don't think we're getting quad Jabu.
Nope, Carp decided to go for Bomb Chew Bowling before going to Jabu, so... we are going to get one triple Jabu starting now.
And one triple Jabu later.
Yep. Tiris will finish up, and Mr. Carp will finish that out. Or, you never know, Baronade could be a huge troll.
Could be.
Doubt it.
You've missed the exciting hunt for the mirror shield.
Oh no, they haven't missed that. That's still going on.
Yeah, but he missed, they missed the exciting build-up to it.
And Tiris putting Baronade right in its place.
Right in the dirt. Tiris has saved Fishwife.
Although he does not have the engagement ring.
There's more of an engagement plate this time because it was a medallion. Tiris is about to show us if we're going into water or fire temple.
Or spirit.
Or spirit, yeah. Alright, we're going into water or fire temple.
All of that build up for a red rupee. Oh, that's great.
Oh boy. You know what they say, stone water finds a way.
I'm just wondering, at this point in time, has there been any overworld check that we've missed?
There may be one awkward one somewhere. I think the rest of them are all Song of Storms checks, so.
I'm just trying to think of any absurd ones. For example, I don't remember anyone checking Haunted Wasteland. Someone must have at this point. There's no way they haven't.
I don't think I've seen anybody go into the wasteland.
Well, we saw...
Except for the bomb chew guy.
Yeah, that's the only time I remember. That's what made me think of it.
I don't think he checked the little temple thing there, though. What if? Then it's all dungeons. That's what if.
Yeah, if Mirror Shield is behind a Song of Storms check, then we're going to be here for a little while longer, so stick with us. Now's as good a time of ever.
Probably gets into the 3-hour mark if it's all dungeons.
Now's a good time as ever to remind you to give our runners a follow. Yes, I'm sure I want to post on Twitch. We have Zephyr, Words for Swords, Mr. Carp, and T-Ris. Tracking them. Come on, tracking them. We've got McPaula, No Pen Name Girl, Procrastinate Rat, I can't pronounce anything tonight, and Worn Traveler. And of course on comms, wow, I really can't talk, why am I doing this? And on comms, we have Soulblade. Make sure you follow everyone who made this possible.
You followed me for all my awesome non-content so far. It's been a hot minute. Nice, nice. Second person's about to find out their red rupee is behind light arrow cutscene.
Yep, and T-Ris actually opting to go to GTG rather than to all dungeons. So the allure of all dungeons is very weak this seed.
Unfortunately for Words, he's already cleaned that out, so...
Yeah, he doesn't have any other options.
Probably gonna see Water or Fire Temple. Water Temple's probably slightly faster than Fire Temple.
Well, it depends. Are you trying to full clear it to see whether or not your Mirror Shield is there, or are you trying just to beat it? Because if you're trying just to beat it, all you need to do is grab the boss key, and then you can go right through it.
Yeah. Also depends where the boss key's at. Because the boss key could be deep in the dungeon. Or it could be the first deck.
It's almost like we don't know where anything is.
Yeah, like Words going to Child Spirit. The all dungeon just, they don't want to do it.
But that's exactly what we're seeing right now. They've had the opportunity. There have been a couple of times where, in the beginning, we thought it was going to be all dungeons. Then towards the middle, the all dungeons play seemed a little bit less strong. And now that it's kind of staring them in the face, they're basically saying, no, I'm not doing this.
Please no, please not all dungeons. It's understandable, but at some point you're just gonna have to give in and be like, alright.
Well, I wonder how differently this plays out if the two dungeons that they had to put off were something, I don't know, say, quicker. Yeah, how much does it come into play that the two stone dungeons left right now are fire and water?
I definitely think if it was something else. Well, maybe not if it is Shadow. But like if it was Jabu, Deku definitely would have done that all dungeon.
Oh right, because you would have been forced through the worst ones anyway.
If the stones were something silly like Shadow and... I don't know. I can't even think of a third bad dungeon.
Even Zephyr still just going after other checks.
Delay the all dungeons as much as possible.
Although looks like Words is going adult, and really the only thing left adult right now for him would be either fire or water, so...
Yeah. Let's see what song he plays.
That's water.
That's a water.
And that's the wrong direction.
Going to check hintstones.
Okay. They really do not like AD.
No, they don't. That stone reminded him, hey, by the way, Song of Storms.
Hey, look, I know Water Temple is the other way, but you might want to turn around.
Frog Stew is foolish. Alright, he's got his Water Temple starter kit out.
Yep.
Now, we'll see if he commits to just quick AD or he goes full clear.
Yeah, and that's really the question right now, because there's nothing telling us, or really pushing us, saying that that Mirror Shield has to be Song of Storms locked. There's good evidence for it, but it could just be hiding out in one of these random chests in fire or water.
Yeah. I suppose it depends how fast you find the boss key. If you first check his boss key, you probably rush. Oh, well, first check boss key.
I was about to say, let's see. We don't have to play the hypothetical, we can actually see.
He didn't save quit, so he might be going for more checks. Yep, he's going down, he's checking more.
And meanwhile, Zephyr is going to go into fire.
Oh. Two different stone dungeons.
I was about to say, let's keep an eye on Zephyr and Words right now, because this is all new territory.
When you're so rich, you just buy fish and blue fire.
Oh, what did he buy, the blue fire?
Carp did, yeah.
Jeez. Hey, we have our first finish.
Yeah, GG. Sea Falcon. And I see Words might have seen that, and he saved quit to maybe beat the dungeon faster. Yeah, he's going right for the boss since Sea Falcon finished.
Okay, so metagaming there. That's definitely something that we're going to need to ask him if he comes in for an interview.
Yeah. I noticed you started full clear in Water Temple and then bailed. What's up with that? Watch him be rewarded when it's right here. Oh, he didn't grab it. Oh no.
I mean, again, it could be in a bunch of different places. It could be right here in this boss key chest that Zephyr's picking up. It's not, but it could.
Could have been. Because nobody has a mirror shield. That's how they're not good. Once they find mirror shield, that's all they'll do. Holy Morpha into the corner. Whatever Morpha's supposed to be, I'm sure it deserved it.
Just a key.
We'll see if he goes back in or just Boleros.
Hey, Sea Falcon, welcome. Good game. GG's.
Yeah, GG.
Goron Tunic in the Fire Temple.
Nice. Yep, straight to Fire Temple. He's hard all dungeoning.
Yeah, right now the only dungeon that we have not seen... Actually, no, we've seen pretty much everything on Restream except Bottom of the Well.
We didn't see a lot of Water Temple, but we saw 2 checks. We're seeing significantly more of Fire Temple, because I don't think we found the big key yet.
We have not.
Feels birthday, man. Rigged. Yeah, that boss key is deep fire. Or medium fire. Not quite deep yet.
You hate to see it. Unless you're in comms, then you'll love it.
Deep fire is like hookshot chest. That's an annoying check to get to.
Alright, so I'm trying to figure out... Carp obviously is finishing up GTG right now. He's going to be a little bit disappointed with that. What is T-Ris's current plan? Going for a lab dive?
I think Tigris is still horribly avoiding all dungeons at the moment.
Have we checked lab dive yet?
I don't know, actually. Somebody might have.
Well, if we didn't, we now know.
That's probably why I didn't remember it, because it was a
Yeah,
piece of
very
art.
likely. Usually at this point in the seed, if we're saying, has someone done this, it's yes, and it was worthless.
What are you doing, Zephyr?
He does not have bombs right now. So he's attempting...
They never got the bombs, huh? That's unfortunate.
Now you've got me curious what this question's going to be, but I'll be patient.
Indeed.
Tyr is also opting to go into fire.
Triple
Interesting
fire
that,
temple.
that two of our runners chose to go to fire first. One of them chose to go to water, then immediately finished it upon Sea Falcon finishing.
Hey, freed the Goron! Yay, words!
Good man. Good man.
You're asking the wrong person about tunic logic.
I mean, considering how much money and where the wallets were, it's likely that the game expected you to buy your tunic.
I think we've officially crossed the threshold into deep fire. Gotta super go into this fire temple to find the big key. Yeah. Coming up on the happy 3-hour mark. Or it already passed.
Not quite. We've got, what, like half a minute?
It's just weird because Tyrus's timer is over 3 hours and everyone else's is under. Oh, there it is. Mirror Shield. Fire Temple.
Nice. Wait, Tyrus's timer? Oh, Carp's timer. Okay.
Oh, is that Carp's timer?
Yeah, that's Carp's. Alright, so it was not all dungeons.
It was not. It was deep fire.
Alright, Falcon, I'm dying to know. What's the question? Ah, here we go.
Found it by accident.
Oh, where the hell was the bomb bag?
Only bomb bag we found was Big Bow.
Yeah, we did see the one on Bomb Chew Bowling.
Oh,
No
yeah.
one picked it up, though.
Yeah. Bomb Chew. Yeah, like, at least Fire gave us that before giving us the big boss key. So that's something. Because if they had gotten the big boss key before they found that, they would have just killed Volvagia and done all dungeons.
And yep, Carp is heading out to Ice Cavern, and he's going to find nothing there except for a gold scale.
Sorrow.
Yeah, he'll find a bit of that too.
See, it worked out pretty well. Because I could have seen this seed going a lot longer if they found the boss key first before the mirror shield.
Ah, yes. So who won the bet? That is a good question. Let me go take a look at that.
Wasn't me. Pepe hands. Yeah, Words is about to get mirror shield also. Oh, GG Ryuja. Second place.
So now it's the question of which one of these do I give? We've got two in the bets that are plausible. We have Hammer Chest and Fire Temple, and then we've got generic Fire Temple.
Well, it wasn't Hammer Chest. Is in the maze, so Hammer Chest is higher than that. Probably give it to the generic Fire Temple.
Well, that's one of our trackers anyway, so you know, a little bit of nepotism. Although I actually can't give it to two. Oh, I like this one. The real mirror shield was the friends we made along the way.
Oh, that is a good one. Okay, fire. Oh, got slapped away by the Dark Knight. Zephyr's on his way to get some bacon. Words will be very close behind him.
And then I would suspect T-Riss, after clearing out this room, is going to be right after that.
Looks about right, because he'll get his mirror shield and then go kill Twin Robo. Got a little troll there.
Sorry, I was trying to edit one of the restream options. So. Oh, Word's still working on Twin Rova?
Yeah, one of them flew behind him when the other one fired.
Yeah, that's not uncommon for them.
Yeah, you don't need bomb bags if you just bomb shoot everything. Easy.
We were actually talking about that for quite a while.
But I think everyone has a bomb bag.
I'm not sure Zephyr ever picked his up.
Oh, right. He just has regular old bomb tools.
Right, because that's why he had to do that weird strat in Fire Temple to get over the block. Welcome, Zelda Speedruns 2. Wait, is this the second time you guys raided us today?
They went and did another race and then raided us again.
Wow. Just lets you know how well we're doing here.
The only one... There's two the restream saw, but the only one we got was the big pose. Say with third place. GG. This is a smooth transition, VXR. These crazy twin Rovas aren't cooperating at all.
Nope, but Ganondorf cooperated just fine. Zephyr got a beautiful one cycle.
Yeah, and Words is probably gonna get to the first Ganon right when Zephyr's finishing. They're close to finishing.
Up, and we've got Sony finishing with in fourth place. GG's.
Yeah, unfortunately, Carp is going to Water Temple.
Yeah, this is feels bad, although you can't really blame him for it. It's exactly what Words did before transitioning.
Yeah, if he just takes the key and bails, he'll be fine.
Right. Meanwhile, Zephyr is just a couple of hits away from knocking Ganon down, retrieving his Master Sword, and then making some nice pork skewers.
Does he already have the boss key? Because he's going right for Baronade. Or not Baronade, Morpha.
Nope. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, probably in the well or deep water.
Well, let's see. What haven't we seen that we don't need whatsoever? We haven't seen the third bomb bag.
Double magic, double defense.
No, you're right. We did not see double defense today. This, looking back, this was a fairly low health seed.
Third bow?
I think we found the third bow.
Third slingshot, then.
That I will agree with. Alright, and Zelda is done pinning pinning Ganondorf down. Ganon. And Zephyr
Poke the pig.
Pokes the Pig as our first restream winner.
Oh, just barely snipes boss. Nice.
Wow, yeah, 3 seconds. Jeez.
That's gotta suck that somebody finishes right when you're about to done.
Yeah, maybe, but at the same time, when you're battling for 5th and 6th place,
Mirror Shield was upper Maze Goron.
Alright, and Zephyr's going to be joining us in just a few moments.
Alright.
And meanwhile, I look away to go coordinate that, and all of a sudden, Words is just moments away from his completion.
Furious is on his way. Yeah, I feel that boss key location and fire save a couple people probably.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely saved 3 of their push so far. I think Carp is full clearing water. Ouch.
Oh, that feels bad.
He's really loud.
I don't know whether to kick you or mute you, or I don't know, I'll just leave it be.
He's doing more than he needs to, but he doesn't know that Mirror Shield is in Fire Temple.
Right, it's easy to criticize when you're watching 4 streams at once and you know where everything is. Alright, and GG's to Words.
GG. Oh, 3-13-13. Look at that.
Alright, and let's bring Zephyr on in here. Good evening, Zephyr. GG's.
Oh, GG's.
GG. I feel like Words waited on that to get the palindrome finish.
Nice.
So, how did you feel about almost getting baited into all dungeons?
Actually glad, because I figured that other people that would have seen, like, knowing it's AD or like AD is Storms, people probably just will rush that. And I felt like, nah, I don't want to do that today. So like I was figuring that I thought it was AD, and I'm like, okay, like someone's gonna finish soon, like after I did like all of GTG for nothing and then went and did Jabu and did the later, like got the later cutscene. I'm like, okay, I gotta make a decision now. And then Sea Falcon finished, and I'm like, okay, like he's definitely a player that could do AD in that time. So I'm like, I'm on the fence now about whether or not this is AD or not. And that's all I had left really, was just doing fire and water and then a few like overworld stuff. So I was I'm glad that I picked right in the 50-50 of whether or not to do fire or water.
You wouldn't have been long in water. If you went right side water, it was the first check on the second floor was the boss key.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because my whole plan was to just fail at the boss key, because I figured it was in well or something. So whatever dungeon I went to, like if the boss key and fire was in like the basement loop or whatever, then like I would have just left. But because it was higher up, that's why I was staying in there, obviously.
The boss key location really saved you there.
Oh,
and welcome Words. GG's.
Hello. GG. That was an interesting seed. I have to say, I actually pretty well enjoyed it in the end.
So please don't mind me while I try to get everything caught up with 3 runners finishing very quickly within one another. I'll be back with you in just a couple minutes while I adjust the stuff on the back end.
So I noticed you found the big key and you started checking other stuff in Water Temple, and then Sea Falcon finished and you just immediately bailed and killed the boss.
Oh yeah, So that was. I was at that point. I really only had Fire Temple, Water Temple, and Bottom of the Well remaining, and so with nobody finishing, I was like, somebody must have done all dungeons. And with the boss key there, really quick, like I'm just gonna clear all the places that I go from here on out. And if it takes me a little longer, that's fine. But like a mirror shield in Water Temple or Fire Temple after the boss key could be an explanation why no one's finished yet. And then Sea Falcon was like, but I finished. And that all went out the window.
Yeah.
I do suspect that I had Hammer, Longshot, and Iron Boots earlier than most other runners, so I probably should have committed to all dungeons pretty early, especially knowing that Water Temple and Fire Temple could be really quick.
At least on Restream, you were the first to get bow and hookshot, but the other people found them and got bailed out.
Matt, I was hoping that I would find hovers before I had to go back child to get that bow from the Valley Ledge, because I'm like, man, if I could get hovers, I can do the trick to recoil to it. I'm like, this is going to be great. And then I didn't find them. And I'm like, this is annoying that I have to backwalk all the way across field just to get a frickin' bow.
You were the first person to get the hookshot, but then the other people found the hookshot on the Upper Zora River ledge.
Was there a bigger on hint anywhere?
Yes.
There was.
What was it?
I don't remember what it was. We just know it was dead.
Yeah, not Mirror Shield. That was my concern.
I was 100% convinced that it was a bomb bag because Saria's was in Kakariko, and I figured that was also Way of the Hero because Minuet was in Ice.
Yeah,
so I'm like, there's some convoluted logic here.
It was for Big Pose had a bomb bag.
Yep, that actually.
Yeah, I never got that.
That took chat quite a while to figure out. Was getting very heated.
Yeah, because we thought, or at least I thought, I saw a bomb bag on the TARDIS. I'm like, nah.
Nah, that was Dicky Nuts.
So I'm confused on how is Saria's Way of the Hero then?
So Saria's unlocked Epauna's.
Hello.
Oh, it was Epona's. That's right. Okay, I understand now. I completely forgot about what song was at fucking Minuet. I was just so tunneled on the fact that Minuet was in Ice, so Saria was Way of the Hero because it was locked behind that. So I was about to do Big Goron blind because I didn't have the hint because I thought it was going to be Mirror Shield.
Did we ever find a hint for that?
Apparently it was dead. I don't know what it was.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where that was. It was not anywhere that it might have been like top of crater. I didn't check that one.
I forget exactly, but it was nothing worth your time.
I think that's like the only hint that I walked past that I didn't check. I even ended up doing Back of Lake before I went into Water Temple.
I was gonna say, was it Back of Lake? Because
no, Back of Lake was a second Frogs 2 hint, I think, and then a second Ocarina of Time hint.
Yeah, essentially trying to tell you go back into the temple.
Why is it always Fire Temple? Can I just ask that? Why is it always fire?
At least one stone dungeon has to have an item needed to beat the seed. It's a rule.
I mean, Deku already had Dens in it. Was that not enough?
Was that
not enough?
It's never.
Deku's literally the first place you're gonna go. Maybe the second after Mido's house, but
I thought that was hilarious. Like at that point, do you even bother with Mido's house first because you already have sticks and nuts?
Didn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
I might as well just go and get this done.
Mido's house is on my way to Lost Woods, right? Like,
yeah. I'll get it
just
after.
Go get your $65.
Yeah, I was like, oh, so the time that we start with Deku equipment and random spawns and we end up in Link's house, and you don't need to farm money. Mido's house is just full of money.
Exactly.
It was really interesting to see that Epona's did turn out to be Way of the Hero, given that it unlocked a single non-Baron check.
Yeah.
Like, you already spawn in Fortress, and Archery is dead.
Did anyone
So
else?
it's really just pose.
Did anyone else do GTG for one check?
I didn't do it for one check. I did it for multiple deaths to Stalfos.
Oh man, I I got so lucky on my Stalfos fight. It swung at me, and I hit it and killed it as it hit me, so it didn't do any damage, and I had 1 heart.
It's a bit of a rough time for you killing those Stalfos without a shield.
Yeah, I think I just overthought it, and the timer got to me, so I was like, I have to definitely like jump attack these guys without Z targeting, and really, if I just Z target and attack normally, there's plenty of time.
The commitment to early toilet was also much appreciated.
I was really hoping there'd be a shield, if I'm being honest. I ended up with hookshot, bow, Song of Time, and irons by the time I got to GTG, and I was like, I guess I'm just gonna go and see what's there.
Now, I got a question. Did anyone do ice sooner than I did?
Me, probably.
I was wondering if Tiras did it.
As
quicker
soon
than
as I
me.
got a bottle, as soon as I got that bottle in Forest, I was in ice.
Oh, really? You didn't go and buy Blue Fire first? That's
Nope,
the pro
I
move.
only had one
Imagine
wallet at
having
that
wallets.
point. Yeah.
Tiras was
Oh,
not the first. Yes.
Oh no.
Was it me?
I guess you got the bottle before me.
Well, so when I went to GTG and I was like, I'm gonna do the Stalfos check, and then that's the only check I'll do in here. It was a small key, so I'm like, okay, I can go and check one item in the maze. So I go and I check the first chest in the maze in the roof, and it was a key, and I'm like, oh sweet, I can go and check another check, and it turned out to be a bottle with bugs.
Yeah, that was my my last, I think, bottle. It was either my third or last bottle.
And I was like, oh, this is so sweet. And I had the 30 skulls was strength. And I'm like, man, this is sweet. Like, if there's no other bottle or bottles are hard to come by, and I find this one in GTG that's already loaded with bugs, like, this is great. And then I went up river because I just had like nothing else to do in my adult. And I found the hook shot. And I'm like, oh, this is great. Like, I can go into ice and I can get all the skulls there too. So this is perfect.
I like the you had so much money, you guys were just buying fish and Blue Fire at the end. Spend time catching fish? No, buy them.
I caught a fish. I did it the old-fashioned way, but I did buy Blue Fire because I didn't want to go child to turn in a letter, but I didn't want to leave Way of the Hero King Zora behind.
Yeah.
I was so upset by the time I finally made it to Graveyard because I did it as child, and immediately I get those iron boots and the hammer. I'm like, why are you giving me stone items? I don't want to think about storms right now.
And none of them in Way of the Hero locations. So you're like
No.
you're perfectly willing to believe that it's just like it's not going to happen. You don't need any of these things. Well, except for long shot because shoot the sun, but yeah, irons and hammer was like, can it just be Graveyard Way of the Hero, and then I'll feel much
And then
better.
it gives me an
what
idea of
to do
something
here.
do.
Special shoutouts to not doing Dampe Race.
What? You're a madman.
Sometimes you just don't want to do Dampe Race. I don't know. I didn't need to. I already got 2 other crappy items that I didn't want in Graveyard.
I guess if you did those checks as child, then yeah, that makes sense. If you're only going there for Dampe racing, maybe not do that.
Yeah.
I can see that. I'm a fan of putting off checks like that if it no longer makes sense.
Yeah. I was ready after I found the CAC Way of the Heroes for it to be just for Nocturne. And then I got the Bolero song, and I'm like, okay, never mind. And I'm like, what the hell is Way of the Hero in CAC?
Was CAC double off?
It was,
Yes.
yeah.
It was.
Okay, it was for what, the hook shot
Long
and then what
shot,
else?
yeah. Hookshot and Saria's locked Eponas for bomb bag.
Ah, okay. I didn't write Saria's down. That checks out.
I thought I was about to do Big Goron because I thought that there was some shenanigans with where Rudos was.
It really,
actually,
it really felt like it.
Like finding Rudos in Way of the Hero Shadow was fantastic because I was thinking that if I found Mirror Shield in Way of the Hero Shadow, then Big Goron was going to be Rudo's letter because of Saria being your access into forest and Minuet being in ice. So I'm like, okay, so like somehow, some way in my mind, I'm like, Rudos has to lock the or whatever I found in forest locked the ability to get Rudos. And all I found in forest was prescription and a wallet. And I'm like, oh shit, that wallet is my third wallet. So that's to unfreeze King Zora. And then prescription is for Big Goron. And I don't have a hint for that. So I'm like, oh shit, what if it's some roundabout way? Big Goron is fucking Rudo's letter.
The actual nightmare.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be fantastic, but also horrible at the same time. And then I find Rudo's in Shadow, and I'm like, okay, Big Goron's a bomb bag then. Because that was the only other thing I didn't have at that point, minus Mirror Shield.
Yeah, so I guess the only thing was bomb bag at that point because you need a bomb bag in Logic to get all the way up to the top of Spirit for hover boots.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, with Rudo's being in the back of Shadow, like, you need a bomb bag to get through Shadow as well. So I'm like,
oh, that's true.
In my mind, that was the only thing that made sense, but I completely forgot about where Epona's was.
I got pretty lost on Logic this seed because I had so many items marked as like peaked but not picked up yet. I was like, I theoretically have a scale and light arrows and explosives and all of these things.
I was not in Logic for a really long time.
I don't know if I have 2 strengths yet, but I will eventually.
I appreciate that you beat the seed with out of Logic scale.
Oh yeah.
Who needs the logical scale?
That scale was so great. I was so happy I found that, and then
Same.
I didn't even have the Skull Mask hint for so long, and then I found out it was a scale, and I'm like, oh, that makes everything make logical sense now.
Yep, that put everything into Logic.
I'm like, there's got to be something early. I'm like, it's got to be like Open Grotto or Skull Mask or like, I don't know what. There's got to be something like Sphere Zero or close to it that's like a bomb bag or scale to get into River.
Mr. Carp got both, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like they just about full cleared the seed, I'd imagine.
Well, there was a lot of that going on during that hunt for the Mirror Shield with all 4 of you essentially putting off all dungeons as long as you could. We kept saying, okay, they're going to go to fire or water. And then they'd go do some one-off check.
Yeah.
Every single one of you did it.
I did chickens before I went to fire.
That's the classic gamble. I mean, if you do all dungeons and it's not, you've wasted so much time. But there's just so much more likelihood that it's going to be somewhere along that path.
Yeah, storms on AD is probably one of my my biggest weaknesses in all dungeons. I see storms and I just dread it. I dread it so much. I'm like, the Mirror Shield's gonna be on fucking dead hand.
See, I figured
I just really didn't want to do Jabu at all this seed, and I was like, yeah, but there's light arrow cutscene, so like, I guess I can't just stay adult forever. Like, I should go beat Jabu and see if Mirror Shield is on Lax.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, I was at the point where I just finished all of GTG, and I'm like, I can go fire and water, and then go back child with AD done and have storms. But I'm like, what if Mirror Shield is just on the Lax, and then I would have done fire and water for nothing. So I'm like, I might as well go and get Jabu done. Sure, if it was AD and it was in like bottom of the well or some shit, then like I lose time by changing ages twice for that. But I'm like, you know what? If it's on the light arrow cutscene, I might as well just go back and get Jabu done. And it's barren. I can skip all the checks. And I can get the fairy fountain because I didn't have bombs when I was in ice. And then after that, I was like, well, I'm pretty certain it's AD at this point. So I might as well go to fire than water because I hate fire more than water. So I just want to get it out of the way.
Pretty much same.
And then Sea Falcon finished. And I'm like, okay, well, with that time, I think it could be AD because you kind of got the stuff for AD pretty quickly, like depending on how you routed. Like Iron Boots, the long shot wasn't really that difficult to get. Hammer was like they all weren't really that difficult to get. So I'm like, oh, it could totally be AD. Like someone,
Especially if you commit to AD before you do like GTG or Ice, there's plenty of time.
exactly. That's what I was afraid of. And then with Sea Falcon finishing with that, I'm like, okay, I think he might have done AD. And if he did AD and got it, then like other people are going to start to finish because I feel like if you see Storms on OoT, like it's a 50-50 on whether or not you just like hard rush AD in my mind because Storms is just like too strong.
I think he was saying he did end up clearing them, but didn't get storms.
Mm-hmm. That's what it sounded like. But yeah, I thought it was a fun seed other than just the hunt for the mirror shield.
It's
Up
always
until
that
that
one
point.
item.
When I got the
It's always
hovers
Mirror
and
Shield too.
yeah, when I got the boomerang and hovers and spirit, I was like, oh shit. Like this is insane. Because if my thinking was right with the big Goron, I'm like, oh god, I gotta get the shadow and like whatever the way of the hero is there, and then I just do big Goron and like I'm in go mode pretty much at this point. Like I was not expecting to find a boomerang there.
Yeah, when I got that stuff and I was going through Shadow, I don't know why, I just forgot that Ruto's letter existed. So I was like, oh, my mirror shield is gonna be in here. I'm basically in no mode, and I'm like
Oh.
halfway through the dungeon. I'm like, oh wait, no, I'm still missing Ruto. Shit. And then I find it like immediately after, and I'm like, oh great. Mirror
Like,
shield
whoops.
hunt.
Yeah, and then of course it's something that just like it literally can be anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah, my
unhinted
thinking of
item.
doing fire before water at least was I feel like fire is more likely to have a late BK, so you're doing more checks to clear it out to potentially get, all dungeons for storms, whereas water, I feel like it's easier to find just a quick BK and it's like, okay, well now do I keep clearing for checks, looking for mirror, or do I just rush AD?
Yeah.
So it kind of worked out.
Yeah, I
If
did
the
water
B-
first for, I think, like metagaming reasons. I was like, I'm going to do both of them. Fire is probably the better place to go, but I'm going to do both of them, so I'll do the one that people are going to do second first, which is not a good idea. Like, don't make those plays.
It's like here is the best play, and then here is the second best play. I'm gonna go do the second best play because I think everyone has already done this one, right?
Yeah, and there are times when that can be true. Like, I accidentally skipped Desert Colossus Ferry several times, and when I was in the Mirror Shield hunt, I was like, it's not Desert Colossus Ferry because somebody checked that earlier, and I'm not that far ahead of anybody else that like they'd be done. But that doesn't mean that like when you're looking at a handful of overworld checks and you're like, let's say that you didn't have a hunch that it was Biggeron or something. If you're like, let me go do Biggeron trading quest so I don't have to do water, fire, and bottom of the well, like that's ridiculous because that's like 20 checks.
Yeah.
Like
Well, yeah,
that's a
that's
20 to
like
1. 95%
I.
of the time you're gonna waste 4 minutes more.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I was able to do that with like the South Hyrule grottos. I didn't do any of them, like the Bomble one, the Scrub one, or the open grotto because I'm like, if it's there, I'm like, okay, like there's got to be a bomb bag somewhere, or someone just took the hammer and went like through field. Like I feel like those grottos people will generally always do at some point, and at like 2.5 hours, I'm like, why would I go back and just run through field for these 3 grottos? Because I feel like if Mirror Shield was there and everyone is in the same boat as me looking for Mirror Shield, then someone would have been finished, you know?
Yeah, I ended up actually doing exactly that, and I don't remember how, because I had long shot at that point, so it must have been after river, but like I think after graveyard or after river I got like stuck somewhere and save warped as an adult. And then I was like, oh man, I should have gone to Sacred Forest Meadow. How do I get there now? And I had no warps. So I was like, I guess I'll go to the lake. And I actually got Shoot the Sun at that point. And so when I first went to Sacred Forest Meadow, I had hookshot, bow, and strength.
Oh,
That was like my only way to go up through there.
that works out pretty good.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well. I just really should have committed to all dungeons. That was really the mistake. But anyway, I have to go take care of my dog and have some dinner. So thank you so much for the restream. Thank you to the commentators and everybody. Trackers.
And thank you for joining
Yeah.
us.
GG's.
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 Mr. Carp's about to kill Ganon.
Yes, he
I think-
is. Our
I'm going to take off as well. Thanks again.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. It was a wonderful run and great to watch you. You have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, you guys too. Later.
I'll hang out and say GG to Carp.
Hey, all right. $338.52, not bad.
No, not bad at all. We had 3 runners that were very clustered, but all of those are respectable times.
Certainly faster than I probably would have beaten this seed.
All right, and Carp is going to join us, so we actually got all 4 runners to come on in and say hi.
Nice.
And Carp actually... Oh, no, my eyes are skipping that line. I won't spoil that. So many things open.
There's Liam, 16th.
Yep, exactly what I didn't want to spoil. I saw the 57 seconds from Liam's, and I saw the 52 seconds from Carp. I was about to announce the snipe, and then I realized that it was not 5 seconds off, it was a minute 5.
Close enough.
Yeah, I mean, who needs minutes? Seconds, minutes, they're all the same, especially when you're racing. And we are joined by Carp. GG's.
GG's.
You know what? I just do AD. Just always do AD.
That
Whenever you-
was the thing behind this seed.
Yeah, that was the topic of the night.
Aside from that, you saw that I had some troubles with my controller tonight.
Yes, we did notice that. There was a point in time where you were trying to make a jump with one of the cuckoos in Zora's River, and your controller was not playing friendly with you.
I don't know what's going on with that, but it's the same reason why I didn't get a hookshot first pass.
Oh, that took me a couple tries.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
but
yeah.
You weren't alone on that. That jump messed with a lot of the runners.
It's not one that I usually struggle with. I'm on a holiday PC. It's not the same. So when I'm back home, it'll be fine, I suppose. Oh. So apart from that mirror shield placement, the seed's actually quite nice.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun, other than the hunt at the end.
To be
There's
fair,
a lot of interesting ways to route it.
you could have found the fire temple key before the mirror shield and then missed out on it.
Yeah, I suppose so.
There were a lot of interesting little diversions and reconciliations throughout. It was definitely a fun one to watch. We had quite a few bailouts as well, with the multiple hook shots and bows.
It actually felt super good when I went child, just before I went back adult, dipping that valley chest. Finding that bow.
Was that your first bow?
That was my first bow, yeah.
I think that might have been my third. I'm trying to remember. Where was my bow? It was bomb locked somewhere. Was it in Lost Woods?
There was one.
There was one.
Right.
And I don't remember where
One
the
in
third
Shadow,
one
I think.
was. Yeah, you're probably right.
Alright, yeah, the one in Lost Woods was my first.
Yeah.
I had 10 shoes that I scummed for a while, and I found a couple good things.
See, because I couldn't get to my hook shot, I had to think, okay, so how is my logic playing out to get me there? And the hammer I discovered before going back adult. And so I just used hammer everywhere and found the hint for the Zora scale.
You're the only one on Restream that had the entire gold scale.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't think any of us wanted to do Skull Mask. We got our scale in ice.
You see, because my jumps weren't working today, I figured I'm not going to try King Zora. Just going to stay in logic.
Now, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because everyone else, as soon as they found that out of logic scale, said, to hell with the logic, we don't need it anymore.
Basically, yeah.
We know it's there, but we're not going to get it because why?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, in the back of my head, I was considering Lab Dive since there were a couple good things in Lake, but by the time I really considered it, I had Iron, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah. I think the thing that got me most excited about this seed was the long shot on adult shooting. Finding that just after Todongos.
It was a very fast long shot.
Yeah. Then realizing I could do forest, and then hoping that Nocturne wasn't burning cack, just to zoom ahead, but it wasn't. It was okay.
No, what Burning Cack was? Oh, that's right. It was Bolero. It was.
Yeah.
The town was on fire because the fire song was there.
Hey, works for me.
I definitely wasn't expecting the Shoot the Sun strength to be the first one. I was thinking the 30 skull strength was going to be first.
I think 30 was attainable with a bottle
Yeah,
and hook shot, right?
there were bottles that were available and having the hook shot too. I think that made 30 in logic.
I guess it would all depend on when you got your bow, because you wouldn't have gotten a long shot till you got your bow.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, thank you for having me on.
Thank you very much for joining us and allowing us to display you on Restream.
Always a pleasure to give you some entertainment.
Always a pleasure to use your footage for our personal entertainment. Sorry, entertainment.
Okay, well, I want to say goodnight.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for
GGs.
joining us. GGs.
Have a good night.
Have a wonderful evening. And with the runners on their way out, I shouldn't even say on their way out, they're gone. They've left us. With that being said, I would like to once again remind you to give our runners, our trackers, and at least one of our commentators a follow.
Yeah, this other guy, he's called Teal Runway.
Yeah, and he doesn't do anything other than restreaming Wind Waker and occasionally watching Ocarina.
Hey, Wind Waker's a good game.
I never said it was a bad game. I've got nothing against it. With that being said, I believe, I'm going to double check this, I believe we've got something going on ZSR2 right now. And considering they were nice enough to rate us not once, but twice this entire stream, I think it's only fair that we go ahead and we return the favor. Just trying to see what on earth it is that they are doing. I believe it's a link to the past cross keys, but I'd like to double check that. But with that
Cross
being
keys.
said, VXR is confirming they are doing cross keys, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to send ourselves on over and give them a nice big jump scare. Follow. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. For everyone at ZSR, I want to thank the volunteers. Soulblade, thank you again for commentating. Our trackers, I know some of them have already headed off, but I do want to thank them by name. McPaula, No Pen Name Girl, Procrastinate, and Warren Traveler, we do appreciate you sticking with us. And of course, to our forerunners as well. With that being said, have a good night, everyone.